Hello everybody and welcome to another amazing Merry Marvelite stream. Thank you all for joining me on this sensational Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you've all been having a fantastic weekend thus far as we continue our little experiment here, our attempt to play Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue at the same time with the same inputs. We've got a Charizard in red. Well, right now it's a Charmeleon, I believe. We're at Charmeleon and Wartortle. But yeah, Fire type in red, Water type in blue. Virus has a go, and thank you for joining us. And so far we've gotten, as you can see on the... Which way do I point? Where do I point? This way. This like down and like all the way in that corner there. I've got 2 badges. Sammy, how's it going? I've got 2 badges so far. We've got the Boulder badge, we've got the Cascade badge, and today we're going to be probably, well, we should be able to get to Lieutenant Surge, no trouble, because we're going to go through the boat first. We got to do some boat stuff. We got to go through the SS Anne, and then we're going to be taking on Lieutenant Surge. So while Red has been having a tough go of it thus far, hang on, let me make sure that I'm all ready to go here. Hang on, I just gotta get them to sync up again. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Got it. Okay, there we go. Good to go. Yeah, so far, obviously, Red has been having a little bit of a tough go of it, trying to beat Brock and Misty, but that has been done. It has been accomplished in both universes, but since today is going to be the Electric-type gym, it's more likely that Blue is going to be having an issue here, although it shouldn't be too bad regardless. Although I think they can both learn Dig, so that'll probably get us through it anyway. How are we doing in terms of items? Got potions, antidotes, Pokeballs. What do I need to catch for my team? I still need... I'm going to get a Drowsy for each one. And that'll be my Flasher, which sounds bad, but there it is. And what was the other one? Pidgey for Fly, Geodude for Strength, Oddish for Cut. Drowsy was going to be for Flash. I need a Water type for Surf, but that's going to be later. Alright, so Zacktail, how's it going? So let's hit up the Pokemon Center, because we're still a little bit rough. Also, how are my lads doing for money? I know that Blue definitely has a lot more money than Red right now. Red doesn't, well, I mean, it's not going to start closing in. Bloody ooh-woo! How's it going? I said ooh-woo weird. Ooh-woo! That's more like hyped ooh-woo. Ooh-woo! As opposed to sultry? Would you call it sultry? The little bit of ooh-woo! Anyway, yeah, I do have, like, cash, though. The question is, do I want to get more items? Funnily enough, that even though Blue has a lot more money, Red has more potions. Which I guess kind of makes sense, although they would have, like, bought the same amount of potions, it's just that Blue has been using more. Anyway. Let's go ahead and, heal up, yep. The obvious answer here would be that if I can get them desynced. If I can get Red hooked on something. Well, when the opportunity comes up, if Red gets hooked on something and Blue is not, and we're in walking distance of a Mert, then, oh, there we go, Blue just got hooked on something. Okay, they're like desynced now. I'll sync them back up in a minute, but first, alright, how many... Red has 27 potions, Blue has 11. If I was gonna match them up, that'd be another 16 for Blue. So, Red, you're gonna stick there for a second. Blue is gonna buy potions. 16 of them. Alright, and now they're closer in both regards. Alright, that ended up kind of working out in the end. Alright, can I get you guys to... Perfect, got them. Okay, now they're synced up again. Let's see. So now we gotta go up and around. And yeah, I already got my cut guys, my cut boys. I've got my grass types, my Oddish, my Bellsprout, so that's taken care of. Which we're going to need to get into the next gym as well. Those miserable rockets, look what they did here. They stole a TM for teaching Pokemon how to dig holes. That cost me a bundle, it did. Alright, dig is going to get us through the next gym, so... let's fight this guy. I think he'll give us dig when we beat the crap out of him. And then we will be able to take on Surge pretty much no problem in both universes. Oh my god. Oh crap, I just realized something. The fucking puzzle. Oh, the puzzle. Oh, the stupid puzzle in the Surge gym. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, we'll get there. Oh my god. I hate that thing. If I could, for as broken and crappy in places as this game is, for like all of this game's problems, for the myriad of things that are wrong with this game, like I love this game unequivocally, but there is so much broken about it. If I could fix one thing, if I could change one thing in this game, it would be the frickin' just remove the puzzle in the Lieutenant Surge gym entirely. It's so annoying, it's completely luck-based, and it's still in the Game Boy Advance remake for some godforsaken reason. Oh, okay. It's a Machop. Let's see. Give him the old Ember Bubble. The old red and blue twofer. Oh, it survived in the Rediverse. Alright. Well, let's finish him off with a scratch, I guess. Alright, this got a Drowsy. Bite is not Dark type in this gen. Let's go with the... well, let's stick with the Bubble Beam, actually. That'll probably... is Bubble Beam stronger than Water Gun? I don't remember. I think it is? I think it is. I think Bubble Beam is stronger. Hit with the Rage. Oh, Sammy wants a Smash Point. I will absolutely do that. Oh, and she says it's treat time. Alright, let's finish this fight first. The old Ember Bubble combo. I'll let that happen. I'm going to give you that Smash Point. Did you point? That gives you 2 points for the month. Beautiful. Complete. And then it is also treat time. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, Wartortle leveled up. Alright, they're both at 30. Alright, this is good music for treat time. Oh, look at the fuzzy baby! Oh, look at the fuzzy baby! Hi, Razzle. Hi, Razzle. Hi, baby. Hey, Zant. He's like, I know! Zant is like, when you call her name, I know what you're about to do. Razzle is looking up, too. She's like, oh, oh. Oh! Oh! Here you go, buddy. Oh, good boy. Razzle! 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 You gonna come get it? Razzle, if you want that, you're actually gonna have to get up. There you go. Silly baby. Up, up. Good boy. Good boy. Say hi to everyone, Zant. There you go. Over here. There you go. Oh. Over here. There you go. Good boy. Aww. What a sweetheart. Okie dokie. Oh, he's so cute. Alright. Stop, I'll give up, I'll leave quietly. Yeah. Okay, I'll return the TM I stole. Recovered TM28. That is the one for Dig. That is what is going to secure our victory against Lieutenant Surge. Let's use that now. There we go. Booted up a TM. Contain Dig. Teach Dig to a Pokemon. It's going to be Vermilion and the War Turtle. Trying to learn Dig. Can't learn more than 4 moves. Late and old room. Alright, which 2 am I going to get rid of? Rage and Bite. I do want to get rid of Rage. Bite is good. But I do want to get rid of Rage. Bite is good, but it's not permanent. That's going to, like, go off eventually. Like, there's going to be a point where we're not going to have Bite, most likely. Because it's not Dark type in this gen. It's just a normal type move. And it's better than Tackle, but also Tackle is going to give us a bunch of more PP. So, we'll just get rid of Rage. We'll get rid of Bite. And now we've got Dig. Dig is just going to be better to have than Bite anyway. Just because it's going to give us more coverage, if nothing else. Alright, excellent. So now, we'll go down to the SSN. We'll board the boat. And then that will give us a whole bunch more experience. We'll get super strong and buff. And then we can kick the crap out of the Surge. Then I think after we clear out the boat and really get things rocking over there, then we'll basically be unstoppable. We'll be ahead of the leveling curve so much that I think a lot of the fights will end up becoming trivial. You want to go around this? There's some more like trainer fights around here as well. Not just for the experience points, but trainer fights also give us plenty of money, which will be useful for getting healing items and the whatnot. Alright, so we got a bug catcher, got a pair of Weedles, and we're already pretty well ahead of the leveling curve at this point. Alright. Got a pair of Caterpies, do the same thing. The old Ember Bubble combo. I think from here on out, these Pokemon Red and Blue simultaneous streams are going to be pretty chill. It's going to be pretty good. I say that now. Watch my hubris come back to bite me in the ass. Of course, that never happens. Alright, sweet. There's more trainers along here. There's a couple here that are having a little conversation that we can eavesdrop on. They'll get mad and attack us. Hi, buddy. Who's a good boy? Who is the goodest boy? That's right, it is you. You are correct. It's a Squirtle. Okie dokie. Now seems like a good time to test out our new Dig ability. Shunk. You're gonna have that simultaneously in both universes. Oops. Let's see. Finish him off with the Scratch and Tackle. The Scratchel Tackle. I might end up keeping... Honestly, we might end up keeping Scratch and Tackle on there for, probably until, like, the end of the game, because they are, like, super weak moves, but they have a lot of PP. And, That's like the one limiting factor. If you ever like run a Pokemon game where you just focus all of your experience on one Pokemon and use that to beat the entire game, that you will absolutely steamroll the entire game doing that. Like, you will not have any trouble. Except the one place where you might have some trouble is running out of PP. Your PP is going to be your limiting factor. We do love our PP, absolutely. You definitely need to have an adequate amount of PP. Come to think of it, like, it would probably be, like, the most effective way would probably be to have, like, 2 or 3 Pokemon to carry you through the entire game. Like, have 2 or 3 that just absorb all the experience, especially in some of the later gens where they have, like, double battles and stuff like that. This is a good time to dig. And then you will have adequate PP, and you'll also have room on the team to have, like, you know, other monsters to teach the HM moves to, for the gens that still had HMs. Zeal, how's it going? Just when you think you have enough PP, something happens to show you're mistaken. Exactly, that's the problem. You never want to be, like, plundering at cave. Like, you're deep in a cave, you're all the way in it, and then you run out of PP. Like, it's the worst. Then you gotta struggle to get out of it. Why, yes, I am proud of myself. Thank you for asking. I don't think is Butterfree... I don't remember if Butterfree is part flying. I don't think so. It doesn't matter. Ember will kill it. Bubble Beam will do damage. Do the old fire-water combo. Oh, Ember didn't kill it. I guess it is fully evolved. Use Sleep Powder using Son of a Bee Sting. How dare you? Well, at least Wartortle woke up. Kill it with an Ember. And finish it off with a water gun, probably. Ah, hell. Well, now Wartortle is Le Poison. Yeah, we only have top tier jokes around here, clearly. I'm just going to use water gun again so I don't get desynced. And then I guess I'll just use an antidote, because why not? Antidotes are cheap. Item. Yeah, I've got an extra one in the blue verse anyway. In the Blue-niverse. Alright, cool. Got it. Okie dokie. A couple more trainers here. You will play with me. Yes, please. Let us do it. Let us make it happen. The junior trainer. Alright, so we got a couple of burbs. Couple of borbs. So let's go with the Ember Bubble Beam combo. Okie dokie. Couple more borbs. Do it again. Do it again. Wartortle is getting a little smacked around. I guess we'll use a couple of potions here now. Wartortle 31, excellent. Charmeleon is like... Ooh! Wartortle trying to learn Withdraw. Wartortle can't learn more than 4 moves. Lead an older rune to make room for Withdraw. No. Abandon learning Withdraw. Yes. Did not learn Withdraw. Okay. Also, one thing that helps me do this kind of thing and stay synced up in battles is that when in one universe I'm like on a menu screen that I don't want to proceed in, and in another one I'm like clicking through dialogue, I can press the B button to go forward through the dialogue boxes without advancing in the other one, because pressing B button doesn't do anything on this menu, but it will advance through dialogue boxes. So that is something that does help me stay synced up without having to cheese it at all. It's just the B button has the correct function there that I need in that moment. Do it again. That should finish off these birds. Yeah, then we'll I'll pass out some potions here. It's interesting that that Wartortle is taking more damage than Charmeleon, because I would have thought that Wartortle would be more defensive overall. He definitely has more HP. I think that is the thing, though. Like, they have the same. Actually, no, they have the same amount of HP. Let me look at their stats again, just out of curiosity. Jakester, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Hey, Tony, how's it going? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to look at their actual numbers here. Yeah, so right now, and this could also be... I'm pretty sure they still had EVs and IVs in this one. Tony, thank you for the host as well. Yeah, Wartortle has more attack. He does have more defense. Charmeleon, that's probably what it is. Charmeleon is a lot faster. That's exactly what it is. So, Wartortle is taking hits that Charmeleon isn't, because Charmeleon is going first a lot more. And Charmeleon also has higher special. So Wartortle in this particular run, I don't remember like his base stats overall, but Appa, how's it going? We are back to this. Wartortle has more attack than special in this run. I don't remember what the base stats are there, but at least this particular Wartortle is going to do a little bit better with physical attacks, unless we're talking about water moves, in which case he gets Stab. Jakester, how's it going? Alright, cool. Yeah, we're about to get to the SSN. I think this is the last trainer before we drop down into a Vermilion. Alright, so we got a couple of Spearows. We'll do my classic Ember Bubble Beam move again. It was Ember Bubble, we've upgraded to Ember Bubble Beam. Oh, we got a big rat. I like Raticate's sprite in this game. It's pretty good. The big old round rat. Get the Ember going out there. Go. Oh, it survived in one universe. Okay. Oh, so that trainer's done. Finish it off with a scratch, I guess. There we go. Oh, you talked your parents into buying you a laptop for your birthday, Tony? That is awesome. How's Pokemon going? Pokemon is going good thus far. I'm pretty sure, now that we've gotten Misty, I think we've gotten past Misty. We've got that Cascade badge. I think we've hit our stride now, because Lieutenant Surge is the next gym leader, and both of my dudes have Dig, which means he's not going to be too much of a trouble. So I think from here on, we're going to be pretty good. Heal Pokemon back to perfect health. Heal away. Heal away. Sunny, heal away. Video gonna make the ultimate Game Boy Advance. It would be cool to do. Ooh. What's that all about? Pretty much become divergent universes. Basically, yeah, we got like two separate but similar timelines. And my goal is to keep them as similar as possible in a way. Even the team differs slightly. I've got a Pidgey in one, a Spearow in the other. But that was mostly just because I wanted to do the difference. This one here actually shows the difference between red and blue in one way, because I've got Oddish in red and Bellsprout in blue, and those are like, what's the right word? Those are the version exclusives to each of this, to each version. Like, where you find Oddish in red, you find Bellsprout in blue instead, and they are exclusive to each version. Who will be purged by the TVA? I guess that remains to be seen. Alright, so I healed up. Yes, we're good to go? I believe so. I think I'm good on items. Yeah, I should be good. I don't think I need any more antidotes. I doubt I'm going to get poisoned more than 3 times in the SSN. So that's probably fine. Oops. Ah, dang it. Blue got caught on someone. I think we're good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, how am I doing on money? Are they, like, close to the same now? 12 and 10? Yeah, close enough. Close enough. I think what I'll probably do before I go to the SSN is let's go over and try to catch a Drowsy in each one, because I'm going to want a Drowsy in each Pokeverse here so that I can use Flash. Because trying to get through that cave without Flash is just going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, I got a Drowsy showing up in one. There's a Spearow in the other. Let's hit it with... Actually, let me... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Oh crap, I got desynced. Well, Seismic Toss and Tackle, whatever. Seismic Toss might kill it. I don't know if it has more than 31 HP. Probably. Level 9, maybe? Spearow's good, that's good. Okay, it has less than 39 HP, so... The play here might be like switching out to one of my weaker Pokemon in order to... Okay. Alright, that's another Spearow. Replace the screen with a backlit screen, louder speaker, and a rechargeable battery. Nice. Your issue would be actually be getting games. Yeah, that is, some of them are harder to come by now. We were talking about my large amount of PP. I mean, yeah, I gotta make sure that I keep it up, you know? I don't want it to drop too low or anything like that. That would just be embarrassing. Let's see. Drowsy! Dang it. Alright. We're gonna... running the fake ones online. Yeah, the Pokemon games in particular have a lot of like fake copies out there. Oh, Sandshrew. Adorable. I love Sandshrew. Sandshrew is super cute. I think a lot of these I can just kill with like tackle at this point. Oh, that one didn't die. Alright, well. Water gun it to death. Oh god, this freaking sand attack. Kill. There we go, that'll get it. Drowsy! Yes, here we go. Alright, so anything Vermilion does is going to kill it. Let's try raw-balling it just to see how it goes. Raw-ball. Hell yeah! Raw-balled it. Alright, that bodes well. I raw-balled it on the first shot. Puts enemies to sleep, then eats their dreams, occasionally gets sick from eating bad dreams. Do you want to give Drowsy a nickname? Nah, not really. Sandshrew is like an adorable mole. I love Sandshrew. Oh, alright, another Drowsy in red. Yeah, I need one in blue now, please. That one is a higher level. Okay. Ember it. That should kill it. Raw roll. Raw ball. Oop, there we go. There's one. Can you kill that one? That one's level 13. That one might be harder to raw ball. Let's try it. Yeah, we established last time we played this that if you... I made this new word for myself. If you... oh, it's going pounding. If you... let's go ahead. Let's switch out to... What moves does Bellsprout have? Vine Whip, Growth. Let's switch out to Geodude. Just kind of tackle it a little bit. Yeah, we established last week that if you throw a Pokeball without doing anything to weaken the opponent Pokemon, without, like, hitting it or poisoning it or anything like that, I will henceforth refer to that as raw balling. People have told you that you're Canadian because you say sorry a lot? Ah, no, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with being Canadian, eh? Those maple syrup sucking hosers, don't you know? I'm Canadian if you didn't know. Let's just Vine Whip this thing. I'm gonna try and get a... dang it. Alright, this is gonna be annoying. Alright, let's see if we can weaken it a little bit here. At least we got one there. Something you can do with a quick ball on legendaries. Yeah, with the quick ball, it definitely works. Although I will say, paying attention to how much you apologize for stuff is not a bad idea because, you know, obviously if you've legitimately wronged someone or you know, perhaps done something questionable, then apologizing is obviously a good way to a good thing to do. But if you haven't, then perhaps consider, like, saying something other than sorry. Like, it's, funnily enough, I think, there was, like, a Barbie video on it. Like, a Barbie did, like, a blog video or something like that, like, the actual doll, where it was, talking about the sorry reflex, how, you know, girls in particular, but, you know, people, but girls in particular will have the reflex to say sorry when it is perhaps not applicable. You know, putting yourself in the mindset that you are in the wrong and you have something to apologize for when that may not necessarily be the case. So I would recommend just, god damn it, just checking out that video. I believe it was called the sorry reflex. It was something like that. But it is something that's worth looking into and being aware of. Alright, Judy woke up. Excellent. There we go. Oh, come on with the hypnosis BS. Alright, I'm gonna huck another ball. Hope for the best. Come get in the ball. Damn you. Damn you, Drowsy. Damn you, Geodude, for falling asleep. Come on. Wake up. I underestimated how annoying this was gonna be. Because Drowsy has... Alright, sure, struggle, why not? Struggle, do it. There we go. Ooh, that did a decent amount of damage. I'll take that. Yeah, Drowsy has Hypnosis and Disable, so I underestimated how annoying this was going to be. Alright, now we're just going to ball it. Come on. Oh my god. You piece of garbage. Does it? Alright, I think it makes a difference if the Pokemon I have out is a higher level. I could be wrong. I think that increases my odds. I think in later games it does. I don't remember with this one in particular. Please, just... There we go. Got it. Alright, cool. We've got our flashers. I can scratch you to death probably, right? Alright, cool. Got it. Sick. Let's head back to the Pokemon Center, heal them up, and I'm mostly synced up here. And then we'll just head to the boat. We'll do the boat stuff. Hang on. There we go. Got it. Sometimes you just gotta hook one of them onto like a building or something so I can wrangle them onto the same square. Heal them up. Heal them up. Jacob, thank you for the bits. Sync them up. Hell yeah. Gotta get them synced. Speaking of syncing, let's go to the boat. Now this... Oh, dang it. It's interesting that there is a unique sprite next to the boat that you generally will not see in regular gameplay. I'll show you exactly where it is. I won't be able to get to it here. We probably won't bother to do it in this run. Because it is really not a big deal. There's the ticket. Yeah, right here. In this spot here. You can't see it, but to the right of here, if you come back when you have Surf, there is a pickup truck. Like, off to the right. And like I said, you can't see it here. The only way that you can see that pickup truck sprite is to... You have to get cut on the SS Anne, and then you need to lose a trainer battle in order to warp back to the Pokemon Center. Because if you leave the SS Anne, if you get cut and then leave the boat normally, then when you get back to this screen, the boat will set sail, and you will not be able to get to this area again. So the only way to get to this area with Surf is to get onto the boat, get cut, lose a trainer battle so that it sends you back to the Pokemon Center without the boat sailing away. And then proceed through the rest of the game until you get Surf. If you do that, then you can get back to this screen while you have Surf, Surf to the right, then you can walk along that ground there, and you will see a pickup truck. And the interesting thing about it is that is the only place in this game that that pickup truck sprite exists. It is a unique sprite that you do not see anywhere else in the entire game, and you have to like cheese it a little bit in order to get to the location where it is. And as Net of Zeal points out, it is, has been referred to as the Mew truck, because for a long time, back in my day, when I was a young lad and this game was new, the schoolyard rumor was that if you came back when you had strength, you could move the truck and Mew would be underneath the truck. That was the rumor of how you got Mew. That was not true, but it's one of those childhood video game rumors. It is my favorite kind of childhood video game rumor, because there is just enough truth in it to make you think that it might be real. That's how that kind of rumor spreads, because there is just enough truth in it. Because the truck does exist. Mew is not underneath the truck. There is no way to move the truck. Strength does not move the truck. The truck is simply locked in place, and it is not connected with Mew in any way. But the truck itself does exist. And that is my favorite kind of, like, video game rumor. The kind that are, like, believable because there's just enough truth there. Just got Mewtwo and Smash Ultimate. Nice. The funny thing about Mew is, like, there's all these rumors about how to get Mew in Pokemon Red and Blue. But of course, the only way to get it, the only real way to get Mew in this game, there's two ways. You can glitch the game, or you can get it from, like, a giveaway, as you would normally get, like, those kind of, like, giveaway Pokemon. Except, these days you can do it via the internet. Back then, you had to actually go to a physical location where they would put it on your cartridge. They would give it to you. But, the interesting thing is that Mew, while there is no way to obtain it legitimately in-game, unless you count, like, doing a specific cheat, not a cheat, a specific glitch that will get it to spawn, Mew is not, like, normally obtainable, but it is coded into the game. Like, Mew does exist in the game files themselves. Like, even though there's not a way to legitimately obtain it in Red and Blue under normal circumstances, Mew does exist in the game code, which is why it is possible to, which is why it's possible to get it to glitch and appear in the first place. It's not like, the rumors about getting Ocarina of Time, or getting the Triforce in Ocarina of Time, for example. Like, that's a different kind of thing altogether, because in Ocarina of Time, the, what is this? Max Potion? Cool. In Ocarina of Time, the Triforce is not programmed into the game in that way, not as, like, an obtainable item. So, like, the rumors that there are ways to get that, or rooms you can get to that'll give you the full Triforce, are, completely false. Versus, like, rumors on how to get Mew, like I said, there's that tinge of truth to it. Because Mew is, while not legitimately obtainable, does exist in the game code. So, that kind of thing is interesting to me. This is going to be a whole thing, because there's going to be a lot of water types on the boat with all the sailors, so my regular moves of, like, both my fire attacks and my water attacks are going to be resisted by all of them. But some of them are going to have Tentacool, which are going to be weak against ground, which, both Charmeleon and Wartortle have Dig, so there's that. Getting the whole Triforce and Ocarina of Time is impossible by its lore? Yes, that is also a thing. There's a Tentacool. And I'll wait for Blue to catch up here. Then I can do my double dig. Wrong button. There we go. Double dig action. Can you dig it, sucker? Hell yeah. Love it. Super duper effective. Really easy for you to get a tie in checkers. I don't know if I'm very good at checkers. Oops. Come on, sailor. There we go. Alright, get the other one. Know what they say about sailors and fighting. I always found that line ominous. It's like, no, What do they say about sailors and fighting? Please tell me. What is the rumor there? Looks like I got a couple of crits there. Okay. Oh, God. The other time you could legitimately obtain Mew was in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I don't know. I don't know when Mew was, like, actually obtainable. I know they've had, like, multiple, like, giveaways and stuff like that. Like, I've got a legitimate Mew. I've got a legitimate Mew in my copy of Ultra Sun, but I don't remember where I originally got it. I, like, moved it forward from one of the older games where I got a legitimate one in a giveaway. There we go. But yeah, Pokemon also has, like, the kind of thing where, you know, like how Mew exists in the game code for the first game, like, for most of the games after that, all the Pokemon exist in the game code. Like, all the previous Pokemon exist in the game code, even if they're not legitimately obtainable. You can just get them through trading and stuff like that. All the way up until, like, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they all had the previous Pokemon in the code so that you could transfer them up. And hell, I've got a complete living Pokedex in Ultra Sun. It's pretty rad. Never bothered to complete the Pokedex in Sword and Shield. I think that's where I got off the Pokemon completionist train. Oh, Charmeleon is getting Slash. Ooh. Okay, what am I getting rid of? I guess I'll get rid of Seismic Toss, because I do kind of want to keep Scratch. Yeah, I'll get rid of Seismic Toss, because that's gonna be bad eventually. And there's only one more Pokemon that I need to catch, and it's gonna be a while. Alright. Let's see, so I'm a little bit discombobulated here. I just put Slash on you, it's gonna be Bubble Beam. I select Tackle, it's gonna be Dig. That'll work. Actually, no, I've only got 10 digs. I want to save those. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. That Slash got me desynced a little bit, but just on the move selection here. Let's see. Let's do a Scratch and a Water Gun. That'll do some damage on the left one, and it should finish off the right one. There we go. Then I'll just finish it off with another Scratch. There we go. Now I got them synced up again. Although I think that battle on the left is going to end now, so... Just kill this with a Tackle, probably. Another Tackle ought to do it. Ugh. I'll just keep using Tackle. I'll keep using Tackle and chatting it up with this sailor in the Rediverse. There we go. Yeah, okay. Oopsie. Alright, here we go. Give me this thing. Is an Ether. Alright, that'll probably be useful. That's some good PP restoration. Love that for me. Hey, dude. Us sailors have Pokemon too. Show me your Pokemon. Show me your moves. Huh. Alright, cool. Let's do my Double Digger. Oh, Supersonic's annoying. It's a good thing I can one-shot the Tentacools with Dig. Study you! Okay. Do the old Scratch and Tackle. Okay. Oops. Scratch and Tackle. Oh, Wartortle missed. Dang. Tackle? There we go. Got him. Okay, sweet. then give me this. TM44. What is that one? Let's see what we got here. Contain rest. No, I'm not gonna use rest. That is the kind of thing where it's more useful in like multiplayer kind of thing. Because in single player, I can just stock up on healing items rather than waste a move slot on something like that. He is a fisherman. I'm gonna be honest. I always in my youth, I always mistook the fisherman, the fisherman was holding. I always thought it was like a shotgun because of the way the fishing line on it is supposed to look. But obviously now it's like, oh, that's supposed to be a fishing rod. Hey Vento, women love me, fish fear me. I don't doubt it. Women love me, men love me, fish are kind of indifferent. Well, Vento, you should know that I love you too. Just in case you were concerned that I might be a fish. And anyone that says I am a fish is a goddamn liar. Women fear me, men fear me, fish fear me. I walk alone on this barren earth. Oh, that's just how it is on this bitch of an earth. I would bring up the picture, but I'm pretty sure that's borderline TOS. I would tell you to look up the picture of that's how it is on this bitch of an earth, but you probably shouldn't. If you know, you know. But that is a mood and a half. You know exactly which one I mean. Well, you are the coolest man that ever walked the earth, so, you know, I figured you would be well in the know there. I'm a maple leaf? God damn it, Sammy. I just have a light maple flavor, that's all. I smell faintly of maple syrup. That's mostly because I put it on my pancakes for breakfast in the morning. Let's do the old Ember Bubble Beam on these boys. That worked pretty well. That was a good one. Huh, one of those facts. You want to know a fact that sounds made up, but I promise you is true? Like, I legit promise you this is true. Freshly printed Canadian bills, like Canadian paper money, although they're plastic, not paper, but freshly printed Canadian currency smells like maple syrup. Like, it's lightly maple scented. If you get a freshly printed Canadian, like, $5, $10, or $20 bill, give it a sniff, it smells faintly of maple syrup. Sounds made up. I promise you that is 100% true. These are weak to dig as well. Yeah! I dig my way out. No, dig up, stupid. It's scratch and sniff a little bit. It's made of plastic and maple scented. It's also way more colorful than American money. Isn't American money all like faintly green? Canadian bills are all like different colors. Also, I'm sure most people know this already, but our $1 coins, they have a picture of a loon on it, which is why they're called loonies. And our $2 coins are called toonies, because they're $2. So they're worth 2 loonies, so they're toonies. This futuristic action-adventure, a young man must discover his inner power and unlock his planet's dark secrets to save a mysterious girl who crash lands on his planet. You're gonna watch this just called Tom Holland? Oh, is that the thing with the mind snake thing? I don't know what it's called. I've heard about it. You've got a Wigglytuff. Yeah, Canadian money is cool looking. Chaos Walker, there you go. You call it that, but I'm still just gonna refer to it as the movie with the Mind Snake in it. You have $1 and $5. Yeah, right now the lowest Canadian currency in, I'll just call it paper money even though it's plastic, but you know what I mean. Notes, that's the word. For coins, we go up to $1 and $2. For notes, we start at $5. So it's, the common ones are going to be 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, and 100 is usually the highest you're going to see. You have a $2 bill and a $1K, a $1,000 bill. I don't know if... I don't doubt that higher denominations exist here in terms of note money, but you're not gonna see it in like standard transactions. But yeah, I think I have. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure I have some like bills about. Just one sec. Yeah, here we go. What do you call a box full of Canadian $1 coins? A loony bin. I'm leaving again? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so this is what the Canadian $5 bills look like. It's like they're blue, they're like plastic money, they're like partially see-through. Zant is coming to say, Zant, does that smell like maple to you? He says yes. The 20s we have, those are the actual green ones. And then, yeah, it's got like the holographic thing in the middle. And then I've got 150 on me. That's a red one. The 50s are red here. Yeah, still smells like maple. Alright, I'm gonna put these back. I found them. I don't have that much. Aw, Jacob, thank you for the 10 biddies. Zant is back. If you heard a toilet flush in the background just now, it's because in my adventure, I also discovered an errant cat turd hanging about and had to dispose of that. I don't know which one it was. Hey, Zant. You being a good boy? Heems is a good boy. I love him. Aw, he's so sweet. He's such a sweetie. Okay. What was I doing? I was fighting these things. I got distracted. I got distracted by all of the money. Oh, sorry, Jacob. Hey, I'm trying to eat lunch. Let's see. I go, whoop. Alright. I love Pokemon, do you? I do. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna beat the stuffing out of yours, though. Watch me go. I'm sorry, Jacob, I love you. Been watching 24? I've never watched that show. I know that's all about, like... I know it's got Kiefer Sutherland, and that each episode is like an hour in real time. So, like, each season takes place over the course of 24 hours or something like that. I think that's the basic premise of it. Then it's all, like, political thriller. Bum-bum-bum. There you go. It's a good boy. And action! Ooh, Jacob, thank you for the bits. You forgive. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Go Minasai. I don't know if that's the right thing to say in that situation, but... Thank you for your forgiveness. Oh, you're not? Okay, you don't have a thing to say. Whoop! Political? Oh, well, get your politics out of my political thriller. Oh, crap. How did that get desynced? Alright, what is TM08? Body Slam? Ah, there we go. I got him synced back up again. Alright, Body Slam. Who can learn it? Both of them can learn it. What's the deal with Body Slam? Pokemon DB, because Gen 1 doesn't really tell me squat. What's the damage? What is the PP in Gen 1? How much PP do you have? Only 15? Okay. 30%. Okay. $85 power, 15 PP. What are my options to replace it with? I think what I have is probably better overall. Oh, maybe I could get rid of, like, Ember, but I want to keep Bubble Beam. Like, although, how much PP does, like, Scratch and Tackle have? 35 on Tackle. And Scratch has probably the same thing. I think it's 30. 35 on Scratch as well. Yeah, so I want to keep those. Alright, so I'll hold off for now. Abandon learning it? Yeah. Maybe later. I'll think about that one. Or I'll just sell it. One of the two. Let's see. Global police agent on the trail of Team Rocket. Okie dokie. Maybe what I'll do is I'll hang on to that Body Slam TM and then, like, use it at the very end and replace, like, Scratch and Tackle with it then. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's the play. Now, let me see. This is... I think that's where I go to finish this off. So let's go down to the kitchen first. Just because I think I can get a Great Ball out of there. One of these has a Great Ball in it. Oh, there's only trash here. This is... when someone gives me a compliment. Nope, it's only trash here. It's funny. Funny stuff. Okay, so that's... I don't think there's really anything else to do in the kitchen aside from talk to the chefs. But I don't think there's any more stuff to get. Hi, Razzle. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh. Razzle is here now. You can't see her, but she's here. Hi, baby. Razzle. I wasn't calling for you. But okay. Jacob, thank you for the bits. 10 bits for Razzle. Razzle, you're making me the money today. Hell yeah. What? What? Didn't stay on camera very long. She's just chilling out on the desk. She a good girl. Yeah, she just lying there because she likes to hang out. She a good baby. Let's see. Let's go this way first, as I think there's a couple of extra trainers in some of these rooms that we can get some more. Oh, it's not in the rooms. Ah, that's right. This is how we get out on the deck. Out on the deck. Let's go ride the deck. This big boy has got a match-up. Alright, so for you, we're gonna go Slash and Water Gun. Almost got the one on the right. Slash is pretty broken in this game. If I remember right, Slash is one of those... I think the effect is that it has increased... I've only got one more of these, but I do have ethers, so I might save that. I might save the ether for now. If I need it in like a battle, I'll use it. What was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. I got distracted by running out of dig. Anyway, probably not important. Let's get yeah, whatever thought I had is completely gone. Something about Slash. That's right. Oh, yes. Because, yes, Slash, the normal effect it's supposed to have is have increased critical hit ratio. But if I'm not mistaken, like, it should do it here now. Yeah, there we go. Critical hit on it. If I'm not mistaken, the, in Gen 1... the ratio is, like, broken so that it does it almost every time. Like, let me see if it does a critical hit here again. Like, am I right about this? Does it, like, basically critical hit every time? There it is. Another one. Yeah, you're almost guaranteed a critical hit with Slash in this game. So, it's kind of broken in that regard. Oh, Blastoise emote! I love Blastoise. Wartortle is going to be a Blastoise soon. He's got a... Oh, I see what's happening. Razzle, you... Oh, hang on. Razzle, you gotta not hit the mouse on this thing over here. I was like, something is wrong. Oh, Razzle is messing with stuff. Am I good? Okay. I was like, when I pressed the B button, it made like the Windows like bring noise. I'm like, something's going on here. Something's off. Razzle managed to click out of something here. But we're back. Everything should be good. Let's see. Is this... Okay, that's that mouse cursor. Alright. So we're going to fight Gary soon. Should be ready for it. Do I want to heal first? 65, 60... Yes, I do. I want to use one potion on each one. 85 and 80... You know what? Let's just top up all the way. Why not? Let's just make sure we're ready here. Alright, here we go. Bonjour! Imagine seeing you here. Were you really invited? So how's your Pokédex coming along? I already caught 40 kinds, pal. Different kinds are everywhere. Crawl around in grassy areas. Alright. Alright. Okay, let's see. He's got... Okay, so he's gonna be like around level 20-ish, so we've got him out-leveled by a fair margin, so Slash and Water Gun. Pidgeotto down with the Slash. Oh my god, the frickin' sand attack. Okay. Let's finish off the Pidgeotto. This will probably kill the Raticate with the Slash as well. Alright, finish off the Pidgeotto. Possibly kill the Raticate. That's going to be a critical hit. Yep. There we go. Oh, Kadabra. Okay. Yeah, let's take out the Kadabra. Those can be bad. Not as bad as Alakazam, obviously, but Kadabra can still be bad. Charmeleon's just slashing his way through this. Okay. Let's just use Slash again. Wartortle is tanking all the hits that he's taken. Alright, so now... Ooh, okay. If I was going to use Ether, I would want to use both of them at the same time, because I want to, like, use my items equally. Alright, let's Bubble Beam. Confusion is going to hurt. Okay, this is going to be rough for Wartortle, but... Oh my god, why did it miss? Oh, because of the... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch out to another Pokemon just to give me a chance to use a healing item. We're going to use a potion on Wartortle. I'll use another potion. Why not? I've got the chance here. Alright, you're going to kill Drowsy. Oh, you're not even going to kill it. Am I going to be lucky enough to put you to sleep? Probably not. Drowsy fainted. Put the Wartortle back out. Tackle it. Probably kill it with that. Yep, there we go. And then I'm just going to hope that I can tackle Ivysaur to death. That Leech Seed is going to be an issue, but... 2 more tackles. Wartortle should be able to tank 1 hit at least. Yeah, Wartortle can tank this. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem at all. There we go. Sweet. Didn't even need to do that healing stuff. Heard there was a cut master on board, just a seasick old man. Yet we're going to need to get cut for ourselves here. How are my my potion levels comparing here on each one? 24 and 22? Okay. I'm going to have to... Ooh, I'm running low on Pokeballs in blue. But I don't need to worry about that just yet. Let's see. I feel hideous. Oh, seasick. Rub his back. Rubbed the captain's back. Alright, give me the hum. I need the first hum. Alright, excellent. Alright, use that. Wait, how did I... Oh, there we go. Oh, if I get desynced on this screen, I can just go all the way to the bottom. Duh, that makes sense. Didn't even think about that before. Use the contain cut. Teach cut to a Pokemon. Yes. Oddish and Bellsprout. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, I'm sitting on my foot. It's going numb. There we go. Got it. Okay, so now we can heal up, we can fight Lieutenant Surge, and then we'll be doing good. Oh, the frickin' thing, and okay. Alright. This is going to be the most frustrating part of this entire experience, is getting the electronic locks opened in Lieutenant Surge's gym. Oh, blue. There we go. Bye, boat. So much for the SSN. Interestingly, I never... Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Voice just started to crack. Yeah, interestingly, in the TV show, at least in the English version, they always referred to it as the Saint Anne, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I remember that being referred to as the Saint Anne instead of the SS Anne in the TV show, and I never knew why they changed that. I don't know what the deal with that is. Let's see. So, let's do the Helios. Oh, we should also talk to, while we're in this town, we'll talk to the head of the Pokemon fan club, and he will give us a bike voucher so that we can get a bike, so that we can go down the bicycle path at some point as well. Early religion censorship. No, but the weird thing is that in the game, that would be like that would make sense if it was the other way around, if they changed it from the SS Anne to the Saint Anne. But it was SS Anne in the game, and they changed it to Saint Anne in the TV show. I don't know if that was just to match like lip flaps or something like that, but that was a weird thing. Anyway, let's see. So, we can do, we can cut. There we go. We got this all set up now. Oh, God. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, alright, well. And let me get synced up here. And we'll see how this goes. Nope. 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 Depending on what was localized when. Yeah, that's true too. Gotta go back to work. Alright, Jacob, I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Now let's do the fights here and get those out of the way. No place for kids. Alright, sailors, we've got a couple of Pikachus. Let's use my digs here. Oh, Jacob, thank you for the bits as well. I appreciate you, my dude. Alright, awesome. Alright, for this, let's save some of our digs. We'll see if we can take them out with these. The blue one got taken out. That's the important thing, really. Finish it off with a scratch. Okay. Alright, cool. This guy. I'm a lightweight, but I'm good with electricity. Oh, is this the Android 17 looking dude? Yep, it is. Got the same haircut as Android number 17. Rocker sent out Voltorb. Alright, I'm just gonna dig everyone to death. Beautiful. And some Magnemites. Let's dig these guys. Can you dig it, sucker? There we go. still got 6 digs left. Fried. Alright, beautiful. And what do you have? When I was in the Army, Lieutenant Surge was my strict CO. Which I don't understand because this dude looks like he's way older than Surge, but okay. Let's do the dig. And sweet. Is that all this guy had? Yes, excellent. Okay, so we've got 5 digs left, which should be enough to take out Surge. If not, then we can, you know, fall back on the other moves. Oh, Charmeleon is evolving! Hell yeah. That's gonna be good. Although now he's gonna be weak to electricity, but it doesn't really make a big difference. The increased stats are worth it. And now he's a flying type. Alright, let's see here. Only trash. Only trash. Oh, okay, one of them got the switch. Dang it. Maybe? Yes! Okay, I got it. Thank God. I got it in one. Maybe? Ah, damn it. Alright. Start at the top. Let's hope that I get lucky. Oh. Maybe? Ah, damn it. I hate everything about this. Yes. Please. Damn it! Oh, all of my hatred. The second lock is always going to be like in an adjacent trash bin. But as far as I know, there's no way to tell which one. Please? Yes, okay. Thank God. I think one time I did this, but I think one time when I was streaming it, I was at that, like, forever. It took so long. Oh my God. Alright. Here he is. Hey, kid. What do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell you, kid, electric Pokémon saved me during the war. I'm sorry, the what? They zapped my enemies into paralysis. The same I'll do to you! So canonically there was a war at some point in the Pokémon universe. Guile wants to fight! Sonic boom! He does a flash kick or whatever. Street Fighter references! Alright, let's dig his entire team. A new grave! Haha! Dig. Wartortle is going to be a Blastoise soon, and that's going to be rad as hell. Alright, pair of Pikachus, do the digs. You guys are not going to have a chance to hit me at all at this point. It's going to be so goddamn good. Alright, and then the big frickin' jelly bean that is Generation 1 Raichu, who I freaking love. Gen 1 Raichu is amazing. There we go. Da 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 da. Alright, we're gonna get Thunderbolt, which I don't think either of my main dudes can learn, so I'll probably end up selling it, which, you know, is sad because TM24... This is the only... This is like one of my few, like, irritations with Gen 1 Pokemon, is that TM24 is the only way to teach anyone Thunderbolt, and you only get one of them. Like, no Pokemon learns Thunderbolt naturally in Gen 1. Hey, Silver, how's it going? More of this. Yes! So I'll probably just sell that TM, since I'm not really going to use it on any of my main guys. I don't think either one of them can learn it, no. That would be hilarious, though. Alright, sweet. Alright, so that means that we have the Thunder Badge! We've officially gotten that. Love how they rework TMs in later games. Oh yeah, making TMs reusable is one of the best changes they've ever made to the franchise. That's so much better. Let's see, so... Oddish, Bellsprout. Use Cut. Hell yeah. Let's see, so now, let's see what we want to sell. Let's sell some stuff. Let's sell this one. That one is Rest, I believe. We'll sell this one. We're not really going to be able to use that in this run. Then we'll deposit some other stuff. So we'll go to the Pokemon Center. Oh, we need to swing by the fan club as well. I guess we don't really need to. That's only if we really want to go down the bike path. Maybe I just won't go down the bike path this run. Yeah. I think I'm just not gonna bother to get the bike because I won't bother to go down the bike path. Because it would probably be kind of annoying to do it in this, and it's like kind of it's an optional thing considering you can go down a completely alternate route. So yeah, I probably just won't bother to, you know, I'm not gonna need the experience or the money from the trainers. So yeah, we just won't bother to go down that route in this run, I think. So let's deposit the ticket. So we don't need that anymore. The boat is gone. Let's, the max potion? Yeah, I'm going to deposit that. We'll save that for later. Let's see. The ether, we are going through the rock tunnel now. I'm going to hang on to the ether. That could be useful. I'm going to deposit TM08. Because we'll probably end up using that towards the end of the game. Or maybe we'll just use Strength instead. No, Body Slam is better than Strength, though. Probably near the end of the game. Yeah, like when we're going into the Elite Four. I'll probably keep Tackle and Scratch right until the end of the game, and then replace them both with Body Slam. That might be a good idea. Alright, put that in there. Deposit the Great Ball. So we're not going to be using that anytime soon either. That's going to be like later when we've got a better rod so we can catch a Pokemon that can learn Surf. In both of them, obviously. Blastoise. Obviously, Blastoise will be able to learn Surf, but it'll be easier if I've got that as an HM move on a Pokemon in the same slot in each universe. Alright, so we still need to heal up. I didn't do that yet. Heal back to perfect health, yes. Pokemon are fighting fit! Alright, sweet. Now, let's, I think the next thing is, we need Flash. That's the next thing we need to grab. So, let's go through the, tunnel. And, get Flash. We should have 10 Pokemon. Yep, okay, we're good. I have enough Pokemon on my Pokedex in each one to get Flash in both the Rediverse and the Blueniverse. You know, I honestly just had like a thought in my brain. It's like, Rediverse and Blueniverse. That's funny. I should put labels on the screen so that that says which one is red and which one is blue. And then I was like, wait, they're already color-coded. Why do I need labels? That's the stupidest thing I've ever thought. Oh, boy. Scratch it. Alright, we're gonna, like... Well, the good thing about Charizard being flying now is that he should be immune to ground-type moves. Unless this game, like, glitches out and, you know, ground-type moves actually hit him, because that would honestly not be surprising with the way this game frickin' works sometimes. There are, like, moves that should be super effective that aren't, and stuff like that in this game against, like, certain opponents. This game is glitchy as hell, and I love it. This broken mess of a game that's held together by duct tape and prayer. Alright, smash the Diglett. Come on, Wartortle. I'm trying to keep you guys synced up. There we go. Love that. Oh, is this, or is it 38? I think I'm, yes! Full evolutions in both universes. Oh, it's the big boy Blastoise, the thickest of lads. We've had this before. Oh, he's so wide. Oh, I love Gen 1 Blastoise. He's such a big boy. He's such a big boy. Let's see. See Daisy. This way. Off here. Oh. Oh, okay. More Digglies. Diglett, Diglett. Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig. Trio, trio, trio. Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig. Trio, trio, trio. I think the Doug Trio actually can spawn in here at, like, level 40 or whatever. You can get, like... You can get some ridiculously high-level Doug Trio compared to the level that you're normally going to be at around here. Like, since we're soloing it in each one, you know, Blastoise and Charizard are way stronger than they normally would be. Like, I'd say normally around this area, your Pokemon would probably be at, like, level 20, 25, somewhere around there. And you can get, like, a level frickin' 40 Doug Trio spawning in. It's even worse in, like, the Game Boy Advance version when they can have Arena Trap, so you can't switch out. You can't switch out or run away, because that's a Nuzlocke ender right there. That's what that is. Alright. Almost out. Almost out. Let's see. So what is the next badge after this? I believe it is Erica. So, let's see what we're gonna do. Well, first things first is we gotta get through Rock Tunnel after we get Flash here. And I don't think there's anything stopping us from going straight to Erica after that. I think we can go right to her, if I'm not mistaken. Are you the guy? Yes. Have I caught at least 10 kinds of Pokemon? Yes! We got 11 on each one. Got an extra one that I didn't need because I didn't think I was going to have them both fully evolved by this point. Alright, so item. HMO5, use. Alright, who's going to become the Flash? Drowsy. Drowsy is now the Flash. Alright, so we've got Jay Garrick in one universe, and we got Barry Allen in the other. That's what we got going on. God damn it. Blue got caught on a thing. Alright, come on. There we go. Get down at the corner. There we go. Okay, sweet. Now, alright, so let's head up through the Rock Tunnel. Let's see. Pokemon. Oddish Cut. And Bellsprout as well, of course. Yeah, so we'll head up to Rock Tunnel. And I guess this is still the quickest way to get there. Yeah, just to go back through here. The Flash and Quicksilver, there you go. I was just thinking of like the classic Crisis on Two Earths thing with DC. Do you know that the reason that DC has a multiverse at all is because of Flash comics? Like the very first like universe crossover story arc in DC that opened up the entire idea of the multiverse was the two Flashes crossing over, because you had Jay Garrick as the original Flash in one universe and Barry Allen as the Flash in the Silver Age universe. Because basically, like, you know, with DC back in the Golden Age, back in the 40s, they had Batman and Superman, but then they also had the original Green Lantern, who was what was the name of the original Green Lantern? Alan Scott. That was the first Green Lantern. And you had the original Flash. That was Jay Garrick. And then in the Silver Age, in the 60s, you know, 20 years later, Batman and Superman were still around. But the original Flash, the original Green Lantern weren't really around anymore, so they made new versions, and they gave them new origin stories. So you had the Barry Allen Flash, which was very different from the Jay Garrick Flash, and you had the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, who was very different from the original Alan Scott Green Lantern. And they had different origin stories, they weren't related to each other, and they took place in different universes. And this was basically confirmed because, particularly in Flash comics, it might have been similar in Green Lantern, I don't know offhand, but in Flash comics, in the Barry Allen ones, Barry Allen took his name, inspiration for his name from Jay Garrick, because in the Flash's universe, in Barry Allen's universe, Jay Garrick was a fictional character who was in Flash comic books. So it was established that Jay Garrick, the Flash, didn't exist in Barry Allen's universe. He was a fictional character. So you've got two different universes, one of which has Alan Scott and Jay Garrick as Green Lantern and the Flash, but they both have Batman and Superman. Luna wants a smash point. I will give that to you right now. Let me get that going here. Amazing. Luna, that brings you up to 2 smash points for the month. Love that for you. That is complete. Beautiful. And Lunar owns Twitch. Thank you for the follow as well. Oh, Silver wants a smash point. Absolutely, we'll get that going. That brings Silver up to 2 for the month as well. Beautiful. But yeah, so you had the 2 separate DC universes, basically. And they named them Earth 1 and Earth 2. And if I remember correctly, I think confusingly, the Silver Age one from the 60s is actually Earth 1, and the Golden Age one from the 40s is Earth 2, so the order is a little bit reversed. But you had Earth 2, which had Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, and it all had its own version of Batman and Superman, which Batman and Superman in that universe were still Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, or other way around. And then, of course, in Earth 1, you had Hal Jordan as Green Lantern, you had Barry Allen as the Flash, and you still had a similar version of Batman and Superman. And it was a Flash story called Crisis on Two Earths, I believe. Or, no, it's the Flash of Two Worlds. I think Crisis might have been a thing that was used later. Obviously, Crisis on Infinite Earths was a whole big thing in the 80s, but yeah, there was a story arc called, like, The Flash of Two Worlds, where Barry Allen actually crosses over into Jay Garrick's universe and learns that the reason that Jay Garrick was a fictional character in his universe is because, like, it was something to do with, like, the writer of the comic was, like, you know, getting dreams or inspiration or something like that that were like leaking over from another universe. There was like some explanation for it, but the important thing is that the two crossed over and by visiting each other's universe, and that opened up the entire idea for like the multiverse in DC Comics. And then you had other stuff like, I don't remember which is which. There was I don't remember all the numbers. There was Earth 3 and 4. I think, if I remember correctly, I think one of those was the Crime Syndicate universe, where that's around the time they introduced the Crime Syndicate, which were like the evil versions of the Justice League, which that was where you had like Ultraman instead of Superman, and had I think Owlman instead of Batman, and all of those guys. And another one of them in those early ones, one of the, I think it was Earth 3 or 4, I think, that had, I could be wrong, I think the Crime Syndicate one was Earth 3, and this next one was Earth 4. I could be wrong about that. I'm really not sure. But they had one that was basically like a version of the DC universe that was like somewhat in the future. So you had Huntress, I think? Yes, Huntress. The original version of the Huntress from that universe was Batman and Catwoman's daughter. I think Helena Wayne, I think was her name. And then of course they eventually made like regular like other versions of Huntress in the main universe that were like with a different name, Helena Bertinelli, who was like a gangster's daughter that became the Huntress to avenge his death or something like that. The one that was in the Birds of Prey movie. But yeah, the original one, the original version of Huntress from that other universe was Batman and Catwoman's daughter. And of course they ended up, you know, adding more universes, and it got more complicated until the 80s when they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, where you had this huge crossover event across all of the different Earths. You know, this was after DC had acquired Charleston Comics, like they bought the rights to all of those characters, which is where like Blue Beetle and The Question came from. So you had like, in Crisis on Infinite Earths, you even had like the Charleston Comics universe thrown into it. And the long and short of that is that by the end of that crossover arc, it basically ended with every universe like kind of coalescing and combining into one. So like the Flash on Two Earths kind of started the multiverse for DC, and Crisis on Infinite Earths, at least for the time, ended it. It like coalesced all the various Earths into one cohesive history known as New Earth. And like some of the backstories got changed, some of them were like, you know, rearranged and stuff like that. So if someone is talking about DC characters, like if someone is talking about how strong Superman is, for example, and they say, you know, post-crisis versus pre-crisis, that's what they're talking about, is whether it's before or after all the different universes got mashed together into one. The reason I bring up Superman's power level in regards to that is because the sacred timeline, a little bit. Although, you know, the idea with the sacred timeline is that it's like curated. With Crisis, it was just kind of everything got smashed together and we got what we got. And then like some of the characters were like outside of time when that happened or something like that. Like there was a story arc a lot later on where the Superman from Earth 2, like the original Golden Age Superman, came back because when everything got together, he was like outside of it, so he still existed like as his own independent thing. All right, we got a Bill Sprout. Come on, Blastoise. I should. Oh. wonder if I should buy Paralyze heals. I'm getting some paralysis here, and it's very annoying. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay, alright. We've got... It's the Paralysis Wrap combo. It's the most irritating combo in all of Gen 1. Oh god, Blastoise, please. You just need to hit it once, really. Okay, hit it, hit it, hit it. Hit it! Oh god, it survived. Oh god, it's the wrap. Alright, well, we might be here a minute. But yeah, that is like one difference between, you know, DC and Marvel and how they approach continuity and stuff like that, is that in DC you have that multiverse idea. Like, you have Earth 2 and then Earth 1, and then oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, so you've got those as, like, different universes, and then you got Crisis smashing everything together. Then you've got, like, Flashpoint and New 52 kind of, like, partially rebooting it again. There was, like, other stuff that, like, kind of did, like, little bits here and there. You know, stuff... Like, crazy stuff that results in things like, Superboy Prime punching reality. Like, y'all know how Jason Todd, like, comes back to life and becomes the Red Hood. Like, they had that animated movie about it, where, you know, in that one, it was just... They basically simplified it, and it was like, oh yeah, no, just, Ra's al Ghul, or I was going to buy some Paralyze heal. Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al... However you're supposed to say his name. I hear it different every time, and, like, every time they adapt it, it's something different. And I remember reading what it's supposed to be, but I don't remember what it actually is now. Anyway, I'll just say the way they said it in the animated series. Ra's al Ghul, gives him a dump in the, Paralyze heal? Yeah, give me 10 of those. There we go. And you know what? Give me another 10 antidotes for good measure. We're going into an annoying cave here. You know what? No. Give me 20. Because these are, what? That's going to cost me 6k? That's fine. Antidotes. Give me 2 more of those. Probably don't need burn heal where I'm going. I think we're good. But yeah, so in the animated movie, they kind of simplified it and just had Ra's al Ghul find Jason Todd and, like, bring him to the Lazarus Pit to kind of bring him back shortly after he died. Do you want to know why Jason Todd, or how Jason Todd came back to life in the comics? Like, what happened to cause him to not be dead anymore after the Joker beat him to death with a crowbar, and he was dead and buried for quite some time, literal years? You want to know why Jason Todd came back to life? Is because Superboy Prime, an alternate universe version of Superman, got pissy and punched the walls of reality itself, and that managed to, like, F up parts of the timeline and change things. So, Superboy Prime threw a hissy fit and punched reality itself so hard that Jason Todd came back to life. God, comics are stupid and I love them. What other medium would something that stupid ever happen? Oh, it's amazing. Oh, I love that. I love that kind of, like, truly dumb stuff. Oh my god. That's the kind of person I am, by the way, when it comes to, like, the grand idea, like, comic book storytelling. Like, I hear something like, yeah, I read about something like Superboy Prime punching the fabric of reality, and the waves that result from that cause Jason Todd to come back to life. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I love it. It's amazing. But yeah, I was also... On comics, only in comic books can you get something so unbelievably bonkers. I know, it's amazing. It's so good. We've got Onyx's. Okay. Was it like his death never happened, or did he rise from his grave? He literally... It wasn't even that it changed the past. Like, everything still happened. Everyone was like, no, Jason Todd is dead. That's something that we know happened. Like, Superboy Prime punched the walls of reality, and then Jason Todd in his grave was like, oh, like, woke up, like, in his grave, like, still alive. Like, his own, like... It's not that it changed the past, it's that it warped reality so that he wasn't dead anymore. And I'm sure there was a lot of stuff that resulted from that whole, like, reality warping time punch. It just kind of... It kind of gave writers to, you know, carte blanche to do what they wanted. With various things. I don't know any other examples offhand, but that was, like, the big one that I know about. But yeah, compare that to Marvel with the way they approach, you know, DC with their reboots. The way that Marvel approaches their timeline is more so just with, well, the sliding timeline, which in and of itself also doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but, you know, they kind of keep everything to one consistent universe. And, you know, where DC... With the whole Golden Age, Silver Age thing, like, there's something slightly similar in Marvel. So, DC just kind of bisected them into two separate universes. You've got, you know, the Silver Age in the 60s, that's Earth 2. Whoa! Wow. Okay. The explosion that echoed across two universes there. Oh, and then I get to dig this guy. Can you dig it, sucker? Nice, that worked out beautifully. That worked out so well. Yeah, so where DC has, you know, their 60s Silver Age comics, that was Earth 2 or Earth 1, and their Golden Age comics is Earth 2. With Marvel, it's not that it was two separate universes, it's that the Marvel universe, for all intents and purposes, starts with Fantastic Four #1 in 1961. That's where Earth 616, the Marvel universe, basically starts. But then they also occasionally pull stuff from earlier, like Captain America debuted in the 40s. The Submariner debuted in 1939, so they will pull stuff from those old comics, which would imply that those old Golden Age comics are canon. And the answer is, they kind of are. I think originally they just kind of treated them all as canon, but more later on, and I mean, that did open up some problems because there was some contradictions here and there. Like, I know an example I'll get into in a minute here, but, oh, I actually survived that. Okay, those are some strong Caterpies right there. But they, like, kind of more or less treated them as canon at the beginning, and just kind of, like, brought back whatever characters they wanted, and it wasn't really, you know, something they were that concerned about. The way that it's been more explained later on is that, I'm just going to do this, is that, you know, the Marvel Universe starts in Fantastic Four #1, 1961, so the Silver Age onward is kind of, is Earth 616. The Golden Age stories, in the 40s, the basic deal with those is that the books that were released in the 40s, like the actual issues of, like, Captain America comics and stuff like that, are fictionalized versions of actual events in the Marvel Universe. So, if you look at, like, the old comics as they were originally released, like, canonically, most of those characters probably exist in some form or another, but the exact events that occur in those old books may or may not be canon. You can kind of look at like, in a more simple way, you can kind of look at it in an unreliable narrator sort of way. Like, looking at those old books, like Captain America's original appearances and the Submariner's, like, first appearance and stuff like that, is like, yeah, this is stuff that happened, but the way it's presented in this book may or may not be accurate. Which is not a bad way to go about it, because when you think about it, that's kind of how they treated it back in the 60s when they were, like, bringing characters back, they were like, yeah, this stuff is canon, but we're not really going to worry about, like, the finer points of it. And, like, one big example is, you know, obviously with Captain America, he first appeared in the 40s. And, but the thing is, his book continued to come out into the 50s. So there were actually, like, Captain America stories starring, supposedly, Steve Rogers that took place in the 50s. But then, when they brought him back in Avengers, they did the whole story where, and of course, you know, this is well known, fans of the movies will know it, that the story then was Captain America was frozen near the end of the war, somewhere in, like, the mid-1940s, like, probably around 1945. Steve Rogers was frozen in the ice, and the Avengers found him and woke him up, and then he, you know, basically joined the world at large again. But of course that, when you look at that, that didn't make sense with the fact that he was supposedly still around in the 1950s. So they actually, like, you know, later on, I think in the 70s, is when they did this, when they started doing this. Because obviously they brought him back in the 60s. But then in the 70s, they actually did some stories that were like, oh, well, there was a Captain America around in the 1950s, but it wasn't Steve Rogers. In fact, there was a dude posing as Steve Rogers at one point. So they made the story that there were, like, a couple replacement Captain Americas in between. If I remember right, I think William Naslund was the first one. And if I remember correctly, William Naslund was introduced in The Invaders. I think that's where they introduced him. The Invaders was a book they released in the 70s that took place in the 1940s. It was basically like Captain America, Submariner, the original Human Torch, like a team with all of those guys on it during the war. And I think that's where they introduced the Spirit of 76, which was another, like, patriotic-style hero. So he was the first one to fill in for Captain America after he went missing near the end of the war. I do have a video about this stuff, too, if you want to reference it later. All about all the different people that have replaced Captain America over the years. I think William Naslund was the first one. He was the Spirit of 76, originally in the war. And I don't think he was actually in books in the 1940s. I think he was created for the Invaders book. But he died on, like, the first mission that he was in. So he died real quick as Cap. He sacrificed himself to, like, stop a villain or whatever. And so Jeffrey Mace became the third Captain America, not counting Isaiah Bradley, because he would have been, or Isaiah, rather. He was around, but he was retconned in later, but anyway. The third official Captain America was Jeffrey Mace. He filled in after William Naslund died. And he is a dude that actually was around in Golden Age comics. He was originally the Patriot. And I don't know how many people watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but a version of his character was in that show as well. Obviously, he was very different there. Like, he was never a Captain America. He wasn't around in the 50s or the 40s. He was a modern age dude. Oh, hang on. There we go. But he did have his nickname, the Patriot, in that show. They referred to him as that, as a nickname at a couple of points. Anyway. Yeah, he was the third one. He eventually retired. The interesting one, there was a dude that was unnamed for a while. They eventually revealed that his name was William Burnside. But, he was the one that was actually the Captain America of the 1950s. He was a dude that was obsessed with Steve Rogers. Like, basically a Steve Rogers fanboy. But he found he basically discovered, like, Nazi, like when he was, doing his thing and researching stuff from the war, he discovered like Nazi spy information that they had, I think it was from the Nazis, that they had stolen about the super soldier serum. So he basically found like partial research on the super soldier serum that had been lost since the war. And this was in like the mid 50s. This would have been like 10 years later. And then he brought it to the US government and basically volunteered to become the new Captain America. And he even freaking had like he was the dude that had like cosmetic surgery to make himself look exactly like Steve Rogers. So this dude was the guy that they basically retconned in to explain the fact that in comics that came out in the 1950s, there was a story where Steve Rogers came back and became Captain America again. So at one point in like the 70s or 80s, they actually explained that by saying that wasn't actually Steve Rogers. That was this other dude who we eventually named William Burnside, who was like obsessed with Captain America and surgically transformed himself into Steve Rogers and took like a partial version of the super soldier serum. Let's see, so we use Drowsy, use Flash, there we go. Got it. But of course, the interesting thing about him is that he ended up being a crazy racist, which was not a good thing for Captain America to be. And the super soldier serum that he used kind of drove him a little bit nuts. So the US government was like, oh shit, we've got this insane dude in a Captain America costume, just like, on the streets of New York, accusing random black people of being communists and beating them up. We should probably do something about this. So the government locked his ass up real quick, put him in the cryogenic suspension, funnily enough, because, it's the Marvel Universe. What are you going to do with a guy like that? I don't know. Put him in cryogenic suspension? Obviously, the reason for that is because, then they brought him back in the then modern age and made him like a villain. I think he ended up being like the Grand Director eventually. They gave him like a whole different villain identity, but yeah. And people say comics are political these days. But I mean, it's Captain America. What do you expect? Now let's water gun this Onyx. Now, the random encounters is going to be annoying trying to keep these guys synced up, but I'll see what I can do here. Oh crap. Okay, hang on. Let me go. Whoop, and then whoop. Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, cool. Sweet. Starting this battle with both people. What made Superboy so mad that he wanted to punch the fabric of reality? I don't remember. I think that was Superboy Prime, so that he was, he was a weird, like, super juvenile and pissy version of Superman that was like, everything is better on my Earth. Now my Earth is gone. Everything sucks. That kind of thing. Speaking of annoying fanboys, he was kind of like an annoying fanboy stereotype of, he was like an annoying fanboy stereotype with Superman level powers, which I think was part of the joke. Alright, I'm gonna just tackle you to death, I guess. Man, I wish I looked as cool as the Pokemaniacs. Ah, goddammit. Disabled my tackle, how dare you, you dingus. There we go. Alright, defeat the Pokemaniac in both universes. But yeah, that's the way it generally goes. Like, that's the general difference between Marvel and DC overall, is that, yeah, DC has, like, the reboots and stuff, whereas Marvel just kind of, like, sticks to one consistent... I shouldn't say consistent. They stick to one universe that they, like, you know, retcon and change over time in order to make stuff fit. But most things are generally considered canon. Go. Alright, this is going to be bad if I need to keep relying on my digs. If I'm going to run out, it's going to be annoying. Alright, it's okay. Rock Tunnel is what... Alright, so... Rock Tunnel is kind of one of the more annoying areas, so I think I'm going to, like... Normally when I do, like, runs of Pokemon games, I try to, like, get everything and fight all the trainers, but for this run, I think it's more likely that we're just gonna, you know, make our way through. Which is, you know, one reason that I'm soloing this by just using, one Pokemon on each game, because then I don't need to worry about, I don't need to worry about grinding or anything like that. I'm getting enough experience points for, on both of them. We got a trainer fight there. I'll try to initiate all the trainer fights at the same time on each one. Oh, dang it. Oh, I messed that up already. Alright, hang on. Alright. Blastoise, can you... Alright, please. Alright. Kill that Zubat in one hit so I can get... Alright, cool. Got it. Yeah, Superboy Prime, which is mad in general. Hi, buddy. Welcome back. How you doing? Being a good boy today? Yes, you is. You is a good boy. Alright, here we go. We got a couple of slow pokes. Scratch and tackle, I guess. Yeah, I'll just keep doing that. That'll work. Yeah, the funny thing also about the Marvel Universe is that it was never really numbered like anything. Like with DC Universe, you had like Earth 1 and Earth 2, which imply like, you know, it implies Earth 1 being, like, the big main one, which I think is what they were trying to imply, because that was. So when they named them, Earth 1 was the main one. But with Marvel, it was always Earth 616 was the main Marvel universe. Which always just kind of implied it was just another universe in the multiverse. But then it kind of ended up being the important one, because obviously with it being the main universe that most stuff takes place in, all the big important stuff happens there. So, which is kind of neat. The whole thing is that after Secret Wars, after the last Secret Wars event, when the multiverse got destroyed, Mr. Fantastic and the Molecule Man like basically worked to fix it and restore all the universes, with Earth 616 being the first one restored. And because that kind of ended up being the new, like the new starting point for the multiverse, that means that Earth 616 is now officially in canon, called the Prime Marvel Universe. Which, I think it's interesting. Like, Earth 616 is the Prime Universe, not because it was ever destined to be. Like, it's not some, like, grand destiny where it's like, this is the first universe, that is the important one. It's like, no, it's the important one because it just so happens that that is the universe where, like, all the big stuff happened, and so it wasn't created as the Prime Universe, it became the Prime Universe because of everything that happens there. In the past I've had the thought, I was like, well, why does everything happen on Earth 616? Like, why is this the one that we're reading? Like, what makes this universe so special? And, it's just the fact that, like, if there was another universe that was more special, where more stuff happened, we'd be reading about that one instead. It's not necessarily that there's some, like, grand destiny or something that makes this universe more important or special than others. It's, because this one is the one where all the crazy shit happens, this is the one we're reading about. Just a fun way to think of it on a meta level. Wonder what Earth 1 in Marvel is? Funnily enough, we saw it during the Spider-Verse event. Earth 1 was called Loom World, was another name for it. It was, like, labeled as Earth 001, which I don't know if that's supposed to make it different from Earth 1, because I feel like there was a different Earth 1 somewhere. But, yeah, Earth, at least in the Spider-Verse comic, Earth 001 was called Loom World, and it's where the Inheritors, who, if you don't know, the Inheritors are basically energy vampires that hunt, people that are, like, animal-powered, people that are animal totems is the way they're called, that, channel some animal spirit or whatever. So people like Spider-Man, because he is a Spider-Man. He is a spider totem. So the Inheritors are basically, interdimensional vampires that hunt people like that. And they made their home base in Earth 001, which was called Loom World, which was, like, all messed up because, like, basically no one was still alive there. Let's see. So we got our Geodude here. No, I'm fighting a different one on each one. Let me dig you. Then let me water gun you. But yeah, I feel like when I was looking at stuff on the wiki over, like, about universe numbers, I think I saw that there was, like, a different one that was just labeled Earth 1 instead of Earth 001. From Spider-Verse, but yeah, I don't know if that's, like, supposed to be an official different one or not. Either way, it has been shown. It does make me wonder who catalogs the universes in canon. Let's see. I guess I'll just dig you, yeah, because you're a trainer one. Because I'm also pretty sure, like, organizations like the TVA that, like, document the timelines and stuff, like, I'm pretty sure they assign, like, different numbers to some timelines and stuff than what we're familiar with. But, I mean, assigning numbers to the timelines and stuff is also it's more of a meta thing for, keeping track of it in, like, guidebooks and stuff, as opposed to things that they actually reference in canon. Like, I'm sure people have said Earth 616, in dialogue, in canon, at some point before, but it's not a common thing, They don't often have characters referring to the universes by their actual number. It's more of a thing for, fans to keep things straight. Oh, damn it. Assuming that there are 999 Earths in Marvel? No, as far as I know, there's, like, they've never really put a limit on it. Because there are more than, like, we've seen Earths that have, more than 4 numbers. Like, hell, the Ultimate Universe is Earth 1610. That's one that I just know offhand. And hell, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is supposed to be like Earth. I don't remember how many 9s are in it, but it's like Earth 9999999. There's a bunch of 9s. I don't remember how many. But also, at this point, I would consider the Marvel Cinematic Universe to basically be a separate multiverse entirely from the comics. Because there's not going to be any, like, crossover back and forth there. So I consider them separate entities entirely at this point. Partially because the Marvel Cinematic Universe had its own version of Immortus and He Who Remains and the Timekeepers and stuff like that. And those are supposed, like, in the comics, like, there's only supposed to be one version of Immortus in the comics. And there have been, like, other ones here and there, but whenever there's, like, one that's not the real one, it's basically just, oh, well, that wasn't really Immortus. That was just a version of Kang that's, you know, not the main Immortus. There's only supposed to be one main Immortus. And, the Timekeepers, who are real... Well, that's the other thing. There's only, like, one... In the comics multiverse, there's only one TVA in the entire multiverse. Versus, like, the MCU, which has its own separate version of the TVA. And, you know, they talk about, like, the variants in the... To use that terminology, in the comics, the Timekeepers are real, and there's only... one, or I guess two, you would refer to it as two. There are only two variant versions of the Timekeepers in the multiverse. There's the Timekeepers and the Time Twisters. And they're sort of... I guess they're not really variants of the same people, because the idea is that in one... Okay, well, here's how the idea works, is that, you know, you've got the multiverse, all the separate timelines. The idea is that eventually at the end of time, like after everything has happened, those all, you know, timelines eventually end and they all kind of converge into one point. So there's like the start of time, all the branching timelines, all the different universes, the myriad ways they can go, it all branches out. And then by the end, it, like, because timelines end and converge, they all, like, go back together on one. So, like, at the beginning of time, it's one point. At the end of time, it's one point. And then in the middle, it's just this myriad web of different universes. But at the very end of time, at that last point, that's when a unique organism, the last director of the TVA, called He Who Remains, he wanted to, because the timeline, because the universe, the multiverse was ending, he wanted to create a set of beings that could preserve knowledge into the next universal cycle. And so he created what he wanted to be the Timekeepers, but ended up creating a evil version. So those evil Timekeepers, which were called the Time Twisters, they ended up going back in time and, like, messing stuff up. So, like, Thor and the Tomorrow Man had to go to the end point at the end of time and stop He Who Remains from creating the Time Twisters in the first place. And so that created one final branch at the end of time. So you've got, like, starting point, huge multiverse, all converge, end point, one timeline at the end of time that then splits into two final timelines. And in those two final timelines, in one, he creates the Time Twisters, and in the other one, he creates the Timekeepers. So there's, like, one final, like, divergence in the timeline at the end of time. Just to explain, like, the existence of, like, these two separate things. And that is, like, kind of my roundabout way of saying that, you know, all of that complicated mess, the start point, the end point, everything in between in the final split, that is, like, a completely separate web from whatever is going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because, you know, they've got their own version of He Who Remains, who is also basically the Marvel Cinematic version of Immortus, and, you know, they've got their own TVA, their own timelines, the Sacred Timeline, all that stuff. It's that kind of completely different thing, which is, you know, it's the kind of thing that's inevitable when they start adapting that stuff. You know, when you've got a character who the entire idea of is that there's only one of him in the multiverse, if you make an adaptation of that character in another piece of media, then that means that you know, piece of media is completely separate from that multiverse, you know, entirely. They're totally separate continuities that will not interact. I think I'm going down here. Sorry, that was a whole thing, a whole tirade that I went on just now. No, I need to go through there. But yeah, it's like how in Okay, I got one of each there. Perfect. Well, they're lined up. It's like how in the Spider-Verse movie, the animated one, Into the Spider-Verse. I think it's, I don't think it's ever said, but it's said on, like, they've got it on, like monitor screens or something like that, that implies that the Peter, the alternate Peter B. Parker, is from Earth 616, which, you know, obviously he's not the Peter Parker from the Earth 616 of the comics, which just tells me that the Spider-Verse movie is, like, not part of that whole comics multiverse. It's a separate thing entirely. Which, you know, sometimes people get too hooked up on canon and stuff like that, when, you know, sometimes something can just be its own separate thing off on its own that doesn't need to be affected by this other thing. You know, they're all stories, you know. As much as I get into it, and as much as I like explaining it, that's the thing never to forget, is that we're all just telling stories. We're all just enjoying the story. And what is and is not canon, all that really means is, you know, which story affects another story. That's all that canon really means. Like, people get way too... I feel like some people get way too hooked up on that kind of thing. Like, is this canon? Is this, or, you know, is this not canon? You know, you see it with comics and that kind of thing. You know, you see it... This is less of an issue with canon, but people trying to, like, suss out the Zelda timeline. Like, trying to, like, put something on a full cohesive timeline. But when really the only question that needs to be asked is, okay, well, does this story affect this other story? You know, you know, is this story connected to this story? You know, will the events of this story play into the events of this story? And that's the way I kind of look at that kind of thing. All right, I can fight this guy. It's like when people ask if, you know, once again with the MCU, if the Netflix series are canon, or if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon. Like, is that stuff canon? And it's like, well, you know, bring it back to the way I look at things, like which stories affect the other stories. With that stuff, it's really easy to point out that, okay, I'm just going to use my ether. I'm going to use my ether to make this easier. I'm going to restore my digs. There we go. Yeah, with that kind of stuff, it's really easy to lay out in that, you know, are those TV shows canon to the movies? Well, the important thing there is that the movies affect the TV shows. The movies are canon to the shows. So, you know, in most cases, you don't necessarily need to watch the movies to watch the shows, but the shows will reference the movies, so you might get some more out of it if you've seen the movies. Especially in the case of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Whereas, you know, the Netflix stuff was a little bit more on its own. But it doesn't really go the other way. Like, those shows in particular, the Netflix shows and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., don't really affect the movies. Like, the movies do not reference those shows, and so you don't need to watch those shows to watch the movie. So, you know, is it or is it not canon? Who gives a shit? If what I just said is not enough to answer that question, then you can make your own mind up, because it really, you know. Let's see. If you're just getting caught up on if you need to worry about what's going on in the TV shows, then probably not. And No Way Home should be fun in those regards. No Way Home, I am pretty excited for at this point. I feel like when it comes to that kind of thing with like the new movies and stuff coming out, I don't get like super hyped until I see like a trailer. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I am all in for seeing Alfred Molina come back to play Dr. Octopus again. Also, just to see more Doctor Strange in the MCU. I feel like Doctor Strange is shaping up to be one of the more important characters in the MCU on the whole. Can't wait to see No Way Home, but not in theaters. Yeah, I know it's not really an option for a lot of people. I saw Black Widow just when it was out on Disney+. I'm probably going to see Shang-Chi in theaters just because I can get like an assigned seating that should be relatively on its own. Like things are pretty good here right now, and I'm also vaccinated at this point. So I'm probably going to see Shang-Chi at some point during the week. Just getting tired of the whole theater experience. That's also fair. I do not go, like, even before the whole panorama started. Hi, buddy. I'm not a big moviegoer. I kind of miss it now just because it's been so goddamn long since I've been to the theater. But, you know, I was never, you know, a go to the theater every month or every week kind of person. Like, it was never a big thing for me. Oh, nice. That worked out well. Alright, let me see something here. Can I kill a level 19 Geodude with a critical hit slash? Almost. Almost. Okay, not bad. I'm gonna finish you off with a scratch. There we go. Well, I can probably kill... That means I can kill... you know, if the level 19 almost goes down, that means I can almost certainly kill a wild one with a slash. But yeah, I mean, talking about the whole multiverse thing, I do think it's interesting that that certainly seems to be the direction that that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going now, like opening up the whole multiverse idea with I mean, they've been building up to it and they're being pretty smart about it. Like, obviously the next Doctor Strange movie is that's gonna play a part there, but they're also doing the what if stuff in the form of the animated series. And obviously everything that happened in Loki, a lot of that is setting up for that. You know, if you've seen that, you know what's going on there. Can I kill this wild one? I can. But yeah, definitely setting up to open up that multiverse. Which they're going about it in a pretty clever way. Because I feel like, you know, for some audiences it might be a difficult thing to, you know, explain and introduce over the course of one movie, which is, I feel like, part of the reason why they're getting those TV shows in, especially the whole Loki thing. But it seems like they're being pretty smart about it. And, alright, not gonna get into spoilers. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of What If, but I will say the way they are doing the What If episodes, they're very smart in the way they're doing it, that in easing people into the premise of it, where episode 1 was kind of a softball. There, you know, episode 1 is pretty similar to the way things originally played out in the movie, so if you've seen the movie, you're like, oh yeah, this is like that, but a little bit different. And then they kind of, you know, go from there and show you, oh well, this one is even more different. Look at how crazy this different universe is. And then they're like, hey, check out how crazy these universes can really get. So yeah, the way they're ordering them, like, definitely being smart about it. And you know, for audiences who aren't super familiar with this kind of thing, you know, but who love the MCU, like, if you've never read a comic book, if you don't know, you know, if you were unfamiliar with the concept of, like, timelines and multiverses and all this crazy shit, like, if it's not a kind of thing that you ever had any experience with, but you're a big fan of the MCU and you just like gobble up everything that they put out, then they are doing a pretty excellent job of getting you caught up in what you need to know for the crazy shit that I'm sure they're going to do in Doctor Strange 2, which I'm probably more excited than anything else. Like, I mentioned before, like, I'm not often super excited for stuff until, like, I start to see trailers and, like, start to see where they're going and what they're doing. Doctor Strange 2, just based on the title and who's gonna be in it, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And everything else that comes out before then, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I see where you're going. I see what you're doing. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'm ready to feast when we get there. Let's do this. Like, I already had the moment in, like, you know, with the whole Infinity Saga. Like, I've told this before, but, like, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline is my favorite, like, Marvel crossover event storyline. So when they started hinting at that by, like, showing Thanos, I was like, oh crap, it's Thanos. Are they really gonna do the thing? And then hinting at the Infinity Stones being a thing, and I'm like, oh my god, no, are they actually doing the thing? And then they did the thing, and I was like, oh, they do the things. So now my brain is primed to be like, yeah, they do the things. When they hint at the things, they do the things. So then when they start hinting at, like, multiverse and timelines and Kang, the goddamn Conqueror, they start, like, dropping those heavy hints and being like, fucking Kang the Conqueror's coming. I'm like, ah, the thing! They're doing the thing! I'm so excited for all the things! It's no longer, like, after witnessing the Infinity Gauntlet adapted, you know, albeit very different from the comic, but the Infinity Gauntlet adapted in some way onto the big screen, you know. Now that we live in a world where the general public knows who Thanos is and what the Infinity Gauntlet is, which is still fucking crazy to me, that it's still insane to me that, you know, don't do the math wrong, it came out in, like, the early 90s, it was like 1990-ish, so that was 30 years ago. Shit, it's been a while. So in a world 30 years after the Infinity Gauntlet comic came out, you know, people are familiar with who the hell Thanos is. So now it is not a question of, are they actually going to do the thing? It's when they hint at something, I'm like, oh, they're doing that thing? Oh, give me that thing. Put it directly into my eyeballs. I am ready for that thing. And, so yeah, that's my fanboy hype right there. And, yeah, so between WandaVision and Loki and, you know, all the stuff, all the multiverse shenanigans they're hinting at for the future, I'm like, things are coming. Things are coming. I'm ready for things. Waiting, you know, you're waiting to see when they're like, oh yeah, remember 10 years ago when we randomly mentioned Skrulls? Oh my god. Oh yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a secret invasion thing at some point. I know that because that's apparently been announced for a Disney Plus show at some point, so yeah, there's a lot of things coming up. One thing they haven't formally announced that I'm sure is coming is that, like, at some point we're going to get a new team of Avengers. And I don't know if they're actually going to call it, like, the New Avengers, because there have been books and, like, versions of the team that have legitimately been called that, the New Avengers, which I don't know if that's what they're going to go with, but until we get another title, that's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to basically assume that it's going to happen at some point. And that could be very fun. To see, you know, once again, I don't know if this is the route we're going to go, but potentially seeing characters like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel heading up a new team. Now, it's not a matter of if they're going to do the thing, but when. Pretty much. But, I mean, you know, over the course of the comics, there have been a lot of things. So, you know, there are still things we may or may not see, obviously. But, let's do this. But when they hint at something, then I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've made the point before, I'm not going to list them all out again, but, you know, even before, it was, like, basically heavily, not even just heavily implied, but laid out, like, this is the character who we're going to see, which is Kang the Conqueror. Like, even before, they were basically, like, front and center. It was like, hey, Kang the Conqueror is going to be a villain in the MCU at one point. And, you know, he's already been, I won't say too much because I don't know how close people pay to this kind of thing, and you know, if you are able to be surprised in the actual movie, I will let you be surprised. So I won't say what movie. You know, if you want to find out for yourself, you can look it up. But Kang the Conqueror has been indeed cast for an upcoming movie. He's going to be in the MCU at some point, and of course we have seen him in another iteration already. But like, even before that happened, like, and they were like, yeah, he's coming, I couldn't help but notice that they were doing and referencing a lot of stories that involved him in somehow, like, from the comics. Like, even before, like, there was any actual hint at Kang the Conqueror, like, in the actual programming, they, like, for example, WandaVision. WandaVision, the TV show, takes some inspiration and plot points from a storyline from the comics called Darker Than Scarlet. Darker Than Scarlet heavily involves Immortus, who is a future version of Kang the Conqueror. They've also been introducing young Avengers here and there. There have been characters popping up in various points where, if you know who they are from the comics, once again, I won't spoil who, just in case people, you know, don't know and they want to be surprised. There are characters that show up here and there that are members of a team in the comics called the Young Avengers, which the original Young Avengers story arc heavily involves Kang the Conqueror. And there's a couple of examples like that where it's like, even before Kang was ever actually hinted at in the comics, or in the shows and stuff, I was watching and I'm like, they're adapting a lot of stuff that involves Kang the Conqueror. So the writers know who he is. So I kind of saw it a little bit just based on which stories they were adapting, which is how you know that I'm a colossal fucking nerd, by the way. Where I'm like, I could, just by the other stories you're adapting, I can tell which villains the writers are likely familiar with and who they, you know, where they may be going just based on that. So that's the level of nerdery. I'm seeing the Matrix behind the scenes, basically. But it's also exciting. We're like, I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with this, and I like it. But yeah, it's that kind of stuff. And oh, hang on. So I was watching that, and I'm like, oh, you're doing Kang, you're doing Kang, you're doing Kang. And then at like one point they're like, hey, we're gonna do Kang. It's like, I fucking knew it! And that's why it's not gonna be that surprising when Mephisto finally shows up. Oh, God. Mephisto is in a similar boat, although they have not hinted at him at all. Also sounds like, if I pick it out, they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah, I think that is the other thing, too. Like, the things I'm saying are not a complaint by any means. I'm just like, I see what stories you're pulling inspiration from here, which means I have an idea what stories you could pull inspiration from and what characters you could include in the future. Like, another one that falls into that category, now this is the one that I don't know if they are going to do, is Mephisto. Now, that was like kind of a big thing while WandaVision was airing, was that people were like, alright, is Mephisto going to be involved in this? Is Mephisto going to be involved in this? The reason for that is, as I mentioned, I referenced earlier the story Darker Than Scarlet, which is, like I said, a story that WandaVision takes some inspiration of. Some of the plot points from WandaVision are adapted from things that were established in Darker Than Scarlet, which heavily involved Immortus, but another character it also heavily involved was Mephisto. Now, And if you don't know who Mephisto is, he's basically Satan. He's not literal Satan. It's been implied that he's gone by the name before. He rules a hell dimension of his own. He's probably the one that gave Ghost Rider his powers. You know, Ghost Rider got his powers from Satan. It was probably actually Mephisto, but that has been, like, retconned and deconfirmed and reconfirmed a couple of times. You know, there is another demon who also goes by Satan. His real name is Marduk Kurios. He is the father of Diamond Hellstrom, who was usually credited as being the son of Satan. And Marduk, usually when Satan shows up, it's Marduk Kurios. But also, in the Marvel Comics, Satan is also a title and not just a character. So, Marduk Kurios calls himself Satan. Mephisto has most likely called himself Satan at some point, but he has also claimed that he's probably called himself Satan. He has also said that he has never actually called himself Satan at one point. But of course, the thing with devils, the other thing is that there's a whole bunch of demons that are like that. They're called the Hell Lords. They all rule like their own hellish dimensions. You know, they're all basically Satans. Some of them have called themselves Satan at some point or another. But of course, unsurprisingly, you know, it gets a little bit confusing, and I actually kind of like it. I think I kind of like the idea is that they're all devils, they're all Satans, they're all liars. So if one of them says that they did or did not do something, or, you know, if one Satan shows up, or if one of them takes credit for something, you literally cannot believe them. They're demons, they're devils, they're liars. Like, you cannot believe a single word any one of them actually says, which I think is an interesting thing. Which it also makes sense. There's like, you know, is Mephisto the guy that gave Ghost Rider his powers? He said that he was. He's claimed that. But also, you know, the guy that gave Ghost Rider his powers claimed to be Satan. And also, Mephisto has said that he's never called himself Satan. And also, you know, I think Lucifer, the fallen angel, who was another separate character who has also gone by Satan, has also taken credit for giving Ghost Rider his powers. So, you know, in the end, it might have been Mephisto. It was probably Mephisto. I think that would be my guess. Just because, you know, he was most prevalent one at that point. But we don't really know, and we really can't know, because, once again, they're terrible liars. Anyway, hey Nick, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Avengers Assemble! But yeah, the reason I was getting into that, like, mentioning Mephisto in the first place is, yeah, there was obviously, like, a big thing on Twitter where, you know, every week when a WandaVision episode came out, it was like, well, maybe this is the one where Mephisto will show up. Are we going to see Mephisto? Like, people were expecting Mephisto, and then he wasn't in that show. But he's in, like, a similar... oh, crap. Well, let me see here. Okay. Let me do the old Ember Bubble here. You know, he's in a similar box to what Kang was beforehand. Wonder who they will cast as the Mandarin. I think he's in... I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. I think what they're doing in that movie is that they're basically making Shang-Chi's father the Mandarin. If anyone's seen it, we're not going to talk about it. I don't want spoilers or anything like that. But I think he's basically in that movie. I think it's they've basically made Shang-Chi's father, who in the comics... It makes sense, because in the comics, Fu Manchu is Shang-Chi's father, who is a licensed character, so they couldn't use him in the movie if they wanted. In more recent years, they've basically changed his name to Zheng Zhu, like gave him a different name so that they could, you know, still reference and use him, even though he's like technically a licensed character. But yeah, just kind of making that character and the Mandarin one and the same for the MCU, that just kind of makes sense. If that's the way they're going, which I think that's the way they're going, since, you know, that movie does involve the 10 rings, which is obviously the Mandarin's thing, so... But yeah, I was saying with Mephisto is that, yeah, he was in a similar box with Kang, where the writers are, they keep using storylines that reference him. So they've done Darker Than Scarlet in WandaVision. I shouldn't say they've done it. They've, because it is still very different. The MCU definitely goes its own way with all of these, but they have... I think I get a thing off of this rock. Max Ether, nice. Kind of see if they say anything about the whole Iron Man 3 Mandarin thing. Well, there is a one-shot. It's a short film. I don't remember how long it is. It's like 5 or 10 minutes long. And I don't know if you've seen it, Appa. It was released on Blu-ray. I don't remember which Blu-ray has it. It's like an extra on one of the MCU Blu-rays, but it's also on Disney Plus now. And it's called All Hail the King. Which basically implies that while Trevor's... Yeah, I would check that out. But, I won't spoil how it ends or anything, but I will just say that while Trevor Slattery, the guy who was, the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, while he was using the name, that one-shot, which was released a few years ago, it was a while ago that came out, that one-shot always, implied that there was always a real Mandarin out there, and that, Trevor Slattery wasn't the only one. He used this name, the Mandarin, but apparently there's some other guy out there in the universe that uses that name. So they kind of hinted at that a long time ago in that little, one-shot thing that I'm pretty sure is canon. So yeah, if you're curious about the connection to Iron Man 3, once again, I haven't seen Shang-Chi, so I don't know how much of a connection there actually is. But that 5-10 minute one shot is probably going to be the kind of connecting tissue between the two that kind of makes sense of it. Which, I mean, that also makes sense because even going back to Iron Man 1, wasn't the terrorist group that caught him in Iron Man 1, I think they were still related to the Ten Rings. I'm pretty sure they had, the logo involving, the 10 rings. Yeah, I'd say check that out for sure. If you're, especially, like I said, if you're interested in that kind of thing and how they potentially connect. But, and also Nick asked if I think Rhodey is going to be the new Iron Man. Possibly. I don't think he's going to be Iron Man. Rhodey has been Iron Man in the comics, but that was before he became War Machine. So if I had to guess, I don't think we're going to get a new Iron Man, per se. We know that Ironheart is going to be in the MCU at some point. And I'm pretty sure Rhodey is getting his own TV show as well, called Armor Wars. There's going to be a Disney Plus show at some point called Armor Wars, which is also the name of the comic book story. That will probably star Rhodey. I don't know if Ironheart is going to be in it, but probably. I think she's getting her own show as well. My point is that I don't think we're necessarily going to get a new Iron Man, using the name Iron Man, but I do think that War Machine is still going to be around, and I do think that Ironheart is going to be around, so we will have, similarly themed characters. I'd say Ironheart has a different colored costume now, so I was going to say, maybe what we'll have is, we'll still have War Machine doing his thing, with his War Machine armor, and then Ironheart will have, a more... It'll probably be the case where... Oh, Skullbash sucks. No, I don't want Skullbash. No. Abandon? Yes. Okay. There we go. What we'll probably have, at least for a bit, if I had to guess, is, we'll have War Machine, who has, a more Iron Man-looking costume with, the helmet and stuff, just with the white and gray color scheme, so it'll look a bit more like Iron Man, but have his own color scheme, versus I bet we'll probably have Ironheart in her own costume with a different design that looks different in design, but will have the classic red and gold color scheme, because that's what she had in the comics for a while. Before she switched to, I think it's more like black and purple now. It's a cool suit. I think, actually, I think she probably... I think she switched to the black and purple around the time that Iron Man came back. It was a little bit after that. But yeah, I think instead of having one Iron Man, we'll kind of have like the two of them doing their own thing independently. Alright, so we're in Lavender Town now. I guess what I could do is I could go straight to the next city and do Erica, because I don't think there's anything stopping me from that right now. So we can probably get at least one more badge tonight. Charizard will tear his way through it. Blastoise might have some trouble, but he should be able to tank anything they throw at us anyway. I can buy super potions, so let me get some of those. Let me get 10 of those. Actually, how much do super potions restore? Let me look these up before I spend the money. Super potion. I know that the regular potions are 20. Apparently, super potion in Japanese is called good wound medicine. Alright, very good. That sounds like a very literal translation. They're by 50. Alright, we'll get a bunch of those. I'll just get 10, and then eventually I'll, replace that all with, like, what's it called? The fresh water. It's not wrong. I mean, yeah, it's pretty standard. Yeah, that just strikes like good wound medicine. That's like that strikes me as the kind of thing. It's like, oh, though this is just the most literal translation of the words you could write out, like instead of adapting it. I kind of love it. Let me see. All right, so I could. I don't think I can get the super rod yet, or the good rod. I know where it is. I think I need the flute before I can get it. Either way, there's not really much I can do here without the Sylph Scope. Is there any crap that I want to sell, by the way? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... What was this again? Oh, hang on. Oh, I can reset this down to the bottom. There we go. What was this one again? Teleport? Alright, I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell that, and I'm going to deposit the HM. Your inventory size in this one is actually annoyingly small. You can easily get it filled up if you're not clearing out your inventory of extra crap. Alright, so we'll deposit the HM. Okay, good. Good. Okay, and then I will sell the TM, and then we'll head on to the city that's got Erica in it. I don't remember the name of it. Celadon? Celadon's got the big... I want to sell. Celadon's got the department store and stuff. I think that's where Erica is. Let's see. Let me sell... No, I want to keep that. The TM. There we go. Not really worth much, but get it out of my inventory better than having the thing take up space in the PC. Okay. And yeah, alright, so we'll fight whatever trainers are on the way here to slurp up some more experience. I'm not really gonna go... I'll fight trainers that I see on the way. But, I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way to, like, find more. So ones that are just, like, kind of on the route that I'm on, I'll take them out in order to get more money and stuff. Oh god, Blastoise is going to sleep. Alright. Blastoise is still asleep. Wake up. Wake up, you fool. Did I ever watch Armored Adventures? I've never actually seen that show. I'm familiar with it. We were actually talking about it a little bit yesterday because one of our members of the community here, Jakester, has watched it. We were talking about how he liked the design for Titanium Man in that show. And thought that it would be cool if we saw a version of Titanium Man in the MCU. But yeah, I've not watched it myself. It was also funny because we were talking about how Tony is like a teenager in that show, which also happened in the comics at one point because of time travel shenanigans. And like Tony died and they replaced him with a teenage version of himself or something like that. Alright, we beat the lass. Don't be mean to my Clefairy. Yeah. Alright. We'll beat the gambler. He's a rambling, gambling dude. They stopped calling these guys gamblers after Gen 1. In this version, they call them gamblers. After this, they always changed it to gamer. So the gamers could rise up, I guess. But, you know. A slash and a water gun ought to do well on these guys. There we go. Only the same thing. And when I get fire types, a slash and a water gun ought to do nicely. Yeah, I think I've definitely hit my stride in this thing at this point, where this is no longer a huge issue. But I suppose that was bound to happen. Super Nerd wants to fight! That also means I don't need to focus too much on the game, so if I get onto a random tangent, I can just start rambling on like an absolute madman, which I think you've seen a couple of times tonight. Just get me on some random comic book or Marvel-related tangent, and off I go, because I'm a massive freaking dork, apparently. But, I mean, that's why y'all are here, I suppose. I managed to get a decent subscriber count on YouTube by being a massive dork, so I shouldn't knock it. You know, I get to talk about comic books on the internet as a job. It's pretty cool. I feel like I don't sit back and appreciate that enough, but, you know, especially, you know, sometimes it does get stressful sometimes, you know, staying on top of things, staying on schedule, you know. Revenue can fluctuate based on different factors that I'm not necessarily in control of. So, you know, it can be stressful, but, you know, today I did have a nice little moment where I leaned back. I was like, my job is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that I get to do that. I'm pretty happy about this. I like it. I like being able to do what I do. Pretty especially good in the year of our Lord 20 whatever the hell, when I've got to stay in the goddamn house all day, every day, and never leave for fear of dying. Nah, it's not that bad around here, especially now that I'm vaccinated. Thank God. Kids, get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. I know everyone here is smart. I'm sure if you haven't done it already, you have plans to. But, Jesus Christ. Get that Fauci-ochi. Get that okey pokey dokey. Get it going. What do I do? Oh yeah, YouTube, basically. Yeah, the YouTube is what pays the bills for me. The streaming is more of a hobby, if nothing else, but obviously anything that comes of that is just, you know, helpful. I'm not getting rich off it or anything like that, but I'm able to get by, which is all I want. Wasn't sure if they were both hobby and there was something else. No, the YouTube is I would consider the YouTube my job because it's what I do full time, and it is, well, you know, I guess this is literally what a job is. It's what I do all the time, and I get money from it, so yeah, I guess technically it is my job. But I enjoy it a lot, and I am happy that I get to be able to do that. And I'm happy for everybody that that supports me and helps me do what I do, because it is definitely not the kind of thing that I can do alone. And y'all are awesome. I appreciate you. And go. Well, I might as well finish taking out these trainers in this line. Dang it, I got desynced. There we go. Back up. Synced back up. But yeah, I greatly enjoy it. Yeah, the challenge now is going to be to continue to stay on the weekly schedule, which I think I can. It's one reason that I've decided to cut out the Wednesday streams, at least for the time being, to make it a little bit easier for me to stay on schedule like that and keep getting a video out every week. Glad I was able to get my shot. Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing with the shot too, like I'm happy that I didn't really have bad side effects either. Like it was mostly just I had like a hard time moving my arm the next day, but after that cleared up, pretty good to go. So yeah, hopefully the rest of the world can continue to get better, and that people are able to pull their heads out of their respective asses and get the goddamn shot, so that we can all get everything back to normal. For God's sake. Please, just get the damn shot. I want to be able to leave my house more than once a week again. I'm fortunate enough to be in an area that's not particularly hot, but, you know. I also feel for other people who aren't necessarily in that area, in that situation, you know. Some spots are hotter than others. Getting really tired of wearing a damn mask. Yeah, really though. Language. Oh, sorry, Cap. Gosh dang it. Yeah. Or, you know, you could just take Horse Dewormer and hope for the best, but that's probably not the best plan of attack, so maybe don't do that. Oh, people. There are people out there that, yeah, I'm not really sure I can follow them on some of their logic. The way, you know, certain individuals may be thinking, and the route they're going down in order to, you know, avoid doing certain. Don't take Horse Dewormer. Just don't do it. It's for horses. It can be used, like, apparently the similar drug can be used in humans in proper doses in order to deal with certain kinds of parasitic infections, but not really going to help you with the viral stuff. It's different. It's not the same thing. You can't shit out a virus. That's not how that works. You can't just take... You can't take the parasite medicine and just crap out a virus. Literally not how it works. Not to get political, which I don't know how in God's name that statement could ever be considered political, but, you know, it's where we are. Apparently to some people it is. Apparently some people think it's kind of controversial. I think it's more, you know, common sense, but whatever. I don't personally... Let me just lay this on the line right now. I don't... You know, I'm not someone who talks a lot about politics or gets overly political. Mostly it's just because in a lot of those debates, you know, not that I want to talk about, you know, my personal politics or that kind of thing, but, you know, it's mostly because those kinds of debates and discussions usually require a certain amount of nuance, and I don't always have all the you know, I don't always... watching those squares, like, go from, like, one screen to the next here is messing me up. I don't always have all the information in front of me that I would like in order to make an informed comment on what is going on. That being said, you know, when people politicize things that shouldn't necessarily be political, I don't necessarily consider, you know, I don't necessarily think that it's a political stance. Anyway, this is all my roundabout way of saying that I don't think it's a political stance to tell people not to take horse dewormer. You know, when I say please don't take parasite medicine made for large equines in quantities that make you crap your pants in the middle of the grocery store. When I say that's probably a bad idea, I don't think I'm making a controversial political point. And if you think that it is, if you think that's controversial, then you're, you know, that's not being political, that's being stupid. Look like the Mandarin's rings are gonna be bracelets. Oh yeah, in the new movie, yeah, I think that's the way they're going, which is cool. I like the aesthetic of it. It is different. Different isn't always bad. I think it could be cool. I think also because they're doing it with the Shang-Chi thing, you know, it makes it fit more in the like martial arts aesthetic of that film than it would be if they were like literal rings on the finger. Like Mandarin in the comics, that's a good aesthetic for him with like the big rings on the finger, because he's like, you know, the crime lord just using the weapons and stuff like that. That works for him, but you know, adapting it into a more martial arts aesthetic style movie, yeah, doing it as the bracelets kind of makes more sense in that context. You know, I always say if you're going to change stuff from the original comics, it's not necessarily... Things aren't necessarily bad just because it's changed, but if you do change it, it should be cool. Like, it should be good. Because if you change something and it's not as good, then people are going to wonder why you changed it in the first place. Oh, not the... Oh, the powders. Oh, the powders. Oh, hit me with those powders. But yeah, if you're going to change it, it needs to be as good or better than the original. Otherwise, there was no point in changing it in the first place. You might as well have just done the thing. It's like, you know, when they make like weird versions of Doctor Doom in like some of the live action adaptations and stuff like that. It's like, well, this is both different and worse, so why did you change it? Like sure, you changed it, but it's not as cool anymore, so you might as well have just kept it the same. You know, it's like the same deal with like costuming and stuff like that. Like, you know, if you change a character's costume from one adaptation to the other, if it doesn't look good, it's like, well, why did you change it in the first place? Which, you know, thankfully the MCU has been pretty good with that overall, of giving characters like adaptations of their costumes that look similar enough that you can tell it's them, but it's still different. I should give Blastoise Ice Beam. Posted a picture of what the McLuhan rings that Gene Khan used as the Mandarin in Iron Man Armored Adventures. Ooh, I'll have to check that out in a bit. Actually, I can just dig this thing. This should be weak to dig. If I did give Blastoise Ice Beam, though, which I can do, what would I replace? Bubble Beam, maybe? Or maybe Water Gun? Oops. Let me see here. Let me see. What is the difference in strength between those two again? Let me bring up Pokemon DB again for a second here. One of my complaints about Gen 1 is that you never see like the actual damage statistics and stuff like that in-game. We've got to look it up online here. Water Gun. I think Bubble Beam is like 65 65 and water gun is maybe 40. I think that's what it is. Water gun is 40. I think bubble beam is 65. Bubble beam is 65. Okay. So I think the best way to conquer this gym, and just good for Blastoise in general, is going to be to go get the... Oh boy. Not supposed to be throwing this all over socials, but sometime back you got some news you thought we might find interesting. Ooh! What news have you got for us, Appa? What's the deal? If you don't mind sharing, obviously you don't have to, but you are volunteering it, so I assume that means you want to. Alright, let me... use... let me cut my way out of here. Alright, cool. I got them desynced. Alright, so red is going to be messing around in there. I can sync them back up later. So I'm going to go get Ice Beam. But Charizard won't be able to learn it, so... there's not really much point in getting it there. It'd be like some extra money, but then I'd need to... like finagle some other stuff to sell it in one and not the other. Yeah, anyway. The important thing is that red is going to faff about in that little parlor there while blue goes up and gets Ice Beam. Not going to say how it happened, but you got your likeness drawn into a few panels of a Spidey comic? That is awesome, Appa. I love that for you. Oh, right. What do I need to give you? Ah, crap. Red got the coin case. Ah, that's fine. I can deposit that in red. Right, I think I need to give you a lemonade. And I can just go get the coin... actually, that's how I'll sync them up. I'll go get the coin case in as blue, and then I can deposit them both. I think it's... actually, it must be you that I need to... give her a drink. Yeah, so if I give you the lemonade, then you give me Ice Beam, right? TM49. I think that's Ice Beam. Oh, that one's Tri-Attack. Okay, is it Soda Pop? Which one do I need to give you? Soda popped out. Eh. But Appa, that is excellent. Give her a drink. Yeah, Soda Pop. 48. Is that the one? That's... okay, it must... I guess it's water, then. Also, full disclosure, like... I'm not going to do this on stream, but in between streams, I'm going to, like, sell all of my potions and then just come up here and get, like, 100 fresh waters out of the machine, because for cost to healing ratio, fresh water here is, like, the best thing you can get. So I can get, like, a crap ton of those for relatively cheap, and I'll just, like, kind of... there we go. That's Ice Beam. Alright, so... use that. Teach Ice Beam to Blastoise. Yep. We're gonna get rid of Water Gun. Okay, that way I can beat Erica by doing Slash with Charizard and Ice Beam with Blastoise. And I should be able to, like, massacre her entire team like that. No problem. Oh, these are, like, out of sync now. That's not good. That'll probably reset when I get out of a battle, though. Okay, so here's what I need to do now. Actually, probably try and work your way into Discord. Oh yeah, I mean, that sounds cool, Appa. And, yeah, if you are not in the Discord, I thought you were, I don't know. But anyone who's not in the Discord, if you want to get in there, all you need to do is put !Discord into the chat, and that should give you a link there. If anybody does want to join the Discord and is not in there. Okay, so are any of these good for... Okay, I'm just going to sell those other two. Alright. Okay. anytime you go to play a gym, you always save before you play against a trainer. Yeah, that's a safe way to do it. Haven't gotten to Discord, bit overwhelmed by all the... Oh, I mean, that's no worries. I feel you there, Appa. Like, there is only, you know... There are a couple I am relatively active in, but it's not the kind of thing where, you know... I can only be in so many at one time. So, I totally understand. If you never join, then that is cool too, because, yeah, it's, everyone has their own Discord server, and it can be a lot. Oh, right, I forgot. Alright, hang on. First, let me get the coin case here with blue. So I can... It's not this one. So I can deposit in both PCs. Alright, give me your thing. Crap, I was gonna say I could just... Actually, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, just get rid of that. That was not intentional to pick up. Okay. Okay, got it. Now I can sync you guys up. But yeah, there are a lot of things that, you know, that are vying for our attention these days. So, you know, if there is something that I am doing that you are unable to give attention to, never feel bad about that, because I totally 100% get it. You know, there's only so many things you can expend mental energy on at any given time, which is why I appreciate endlessly anybody who does, like, come here and hang out and decide to spend some of their time here, because I know well and good there is any other number of things you could be doing instead. Okay, so I think we're good here. Alright, I should be able to, like, blast through this gym pretty easy. Started just coming here on Twitch. I mean, yeah, that's, Twitch is a good spot to hang out, too. Also, because, you know, it's Twitch is also the kind of thing that you can lean back and do a little bit more passively. Like, it is cool and fun to be involved in the chat. And oh, crap. How do I... Alright, hang on. I need to... There we go. Like, I appreciate anybody that is involved in the chat, but, you know, also there's no shame if anybody just wants to lurk, too. You know, I lurk in streams as well. And it is, you know, that is absolutely a viable option. Alright, let me, got it. Honestly grateful that this is a format where lurkers are appreciated. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like my, my friend, Queen Pib likes to say over there on her channel, is that lurkers make the dream work. You know, people wouldn't be successful on Twitch without lurkers that just want to, like, hang out and put it on in the background. So, you know, you're appreciated hanging out whether you are able to say something in chat or not. Yeah, let's do this. Like you. Yeah, it's all good, Silver. So I should be able to... Alright, I'm gonna run out of ice beams if I keep up this pace, so... Gee, I'm gonna dig you. Yeah, dig... Okay, dig is gonna be pretty good on these as well. It's like doing your own thing while watching. Oh, yeah. For sure. There are definitely things that need to be done. And a stream is a nice thing to have on the background while you're doing that kind of thing. For sure. So I get that as well. Let's see. My makeup! Alright, so I'm probably not gonna, like, go around and fight everybody in this gym. I'm already pretty well leveled here. We're gonna cut this down. I could fight the other trainers here. That would give me more of the valuable expa. I'll just fight Erica here. Because, yeah, I'm already way ahead of the curve, so... let's see. Weeping Bell, you're going to still be weak to dig. There we go. Got a couple of Glooms. Then when it comes to Erica herself, then we'll bust out the Slash and Ice Beam combo. Although I'm sure the digs would have worked fine anyway. I guess I didn't really need Ice Beam, but Ice Beam is going to be useful on Blastoise later anyway. As a companion to Slash, it's probably... yeah, it makes a good counterpoint to Slash. It's good for them to have like something of similar damage on each thing. Alright, lovely weather, yada yada. Give me your badgy badge. Give me the rainbow badge. Yeah. Let's do it to it! Let's make it happen, Captain. Erica would like to fight. Erica's got Victory Bell, or she's got some fully evolved... Victory Bell always looked weirdly flat in this game. It looks like it has no depth to it. Alright, so let's go Ice Beam and Slash. Just do the trick on both of them. Hell yeah. Alright, we got this. It's got a Tangela. Tangela has a small face in Gen 1. Shared a link on how to make the rings with a 3D printer. That's awesome. Those rings, I like the classic designs of them with like they all have their own like unique thing in the comic. I always thought that was pretty dope. For those who may not know what we are talking about the rings of the Mandarin, which I actually went over in the most recent video. I talked about the Mandarin himself and what each of the rings do. So if you are curious about that, you can head on over to youtube.com/MaryMarvelade at some point and watch my video all about the origin and history of the Mandarin and the 10 rings. And there I go, a self-promoting again. But what do you expect? Alright, so now I got Mega Drain, which I'm not gonna use on these boys. So I'll probably sell that, and then I can deposit the coin case. Let's see. Let's cut my way out of here. So, what's the next gym leader? I think it's Koga. So let me try to remember exactly what I need to do here. So yeah, Koga is the next gym leader. To get to Koga, I need to get the Poké-Flute to move Blastoise. Or not Blastoise, Snorlax. To get the Poké-Flute, I need to go through Lavender Tower. To go through Lavender Tower, I need the Sylph Scope. To get the Sylph Scope, I need to go through the Team Rocket building underneath the Game Corner. I had to, like, work backwards to, like, remember what I need to do next. So, yeah, Rocket Game Corner, that's where we need to go. Ta-da. And we'll do Pokemon, Oddish. There we go, cut my way through there. Okay, so I'm gonna swing by the Pokemon Center first to deposit that coin case. I'll get that out of my inventory. Oh, hang on. Get in the corner so I can, like, get you lined up there. And let's see, so blue and red's PC. I'm gonna deposit the coin case. Alrighty, and then we'll just go through the the building there. I always end up, like, filling up my inventory in there, but it's not a big deal. I can just, like, drop crap if there's anything I don't want. Oopsie. Okay. Oh. In we go. Alright, beautiful. Got it. Da 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 da. I always associate this song with the minigame mode in Pokemon Stadium on the N64. Music always reminds me of that. Alright, so let's see. Guess we'll do the Slash Ice Beam combo. That should take care of this guy pretty nicely. Oh, Blastoise missed though. Oh, excuse me. Let's do Bubble Beam instead. There we go. Scratch on you and tackle. Alright, sick. Got it. Never liked Team Rocket? Yeah, they're a problem. Alright, yeah, go move out of here, boy. Alright. I'd hit the Baha! Hey, a switch behind the poster. Let's push it. Alright, down into the rocket base. I think this is the pretty straightforward one. Let me see if I can remember how to get through this pretty quick. Uh-huh. Oh, there's rare candies and stuff about, but... I need to find the guy that has the elevator key. I remember that. Moonstone. Alright, that's not particularly useful for this run, but we got it. I do remember that. I'm pretty sure there's 4 Moonstones you can find in the entire game. And there's exactly 4 Pokemon that evolve using the Moonstone, so you can actually find just enough to evolve each one. Horndrill is crap. I think Horndrill is a one-hit KO move that, like, barely hits. Let's see. I don't remember if I was supposed to go this way first or go the upper path. At least there's no random encounters here, so I can keep the 2 universes fairly in sync here. Give them the old Lance Bass. This way, maybe? Is it one of you guys? I don't think so. Some of you are probably going to have poison types, yep. And dig you to death pretty easily. Well, maybe I should expand my scratches and tackles first and save some of the stronger moves for later. Yes, that still worked. There we go. Coughing! Go. Alright, sweet. Well, Charizard got poisoned. But I can clear that up after the battle here. That'll be fine, so I've got some antidotes on me. Is Blastoise gonna get poisoned too? No? Okay, we're good. Gotcha! Alright. Yep. There we go. Okay. Item. Antidote, use, affect Charizard, but not Blastoise. Alright, great. What is this? Hyper Potion, alright. You're just another fight. I don't really need to deal with you. Yeah, I should have gone the upper path first, dang it. I thought of that, like, right after I passed down through here. so we're gonna go down this way. Oh, oopsie. You got word from upstairs that I was coming. Well, you son of a bee sting. I think what we'll do today is we'll probably finish this area and beat Giovanni down here, and then we'll call it a day. And get myself some FUD. By which I mean food, which I don't know if that was distinguishable at all. Yeah, good day. Oh, I didn't, boop, I didn't put the rainbow badge on the screen. There we go. Forgot about that. But I got the rainbow badge. So we're halfway through in terms of badges, which means we're halfway through the game, basically. There is a little bit of time before we get the next badge. But, yeah, that probably means, I imagine we'll probably be able to beat this game in 2 more streams. This is our second time streaming this like this. But, yeah, that works out. If I do it in 2 more streams, that means that, we'll have finished it relatively quickly. This is not it, but this is something else. TM10, what is that one? I've never had the TMs memorized. Double Edge. Oh. No, Double Edge is not great. So did I get, like... There we go. Oh, I accidentally went down to cancel on blue. That's what happened. Not a big deal. Okay, so... There's gonna be like a guy in a room by himself that I can beat up because he has the lift key. Oh. I was like paying attention only to the blue screen. Oh god. Oh jeez. Alright, hang on. Okay, cool. Oh jeez. Got it. Whew, nailed it. Like little random bits of chaos theory here and there can make my dudes get desynced. It means I really gotta pay attention to both of them here. I like keep my eyes darting back and forth. Oh, I think it's up here. Yeah, you're the dude. You're the dude. Who has the lift key? This guy has the lift key. This guy's a sneaky bastard. As you talk to before you fight him, he's like, the elevator doesn't work. Who's got the lift key? And what you actually need to do, you need to beat him, and then you need to talk to him again. And then he's like, oh crap, I dropped the lift key. Now, I'm just gonna dig these guys. Let me just bop you both real quick. I'm like super high level compared to what I'm supposed to be, so this is where we're going kind of speed run mode on this baby. Normally I don't exactly avoid battles, but at this point I'm so leveled up I don't really need to take on more flamethrower! Alright. What are we getting rid of? I guess Ember. That is the logical choice here. Ember is 40. Has 25 PP. A flamethrower is like 90. How much PP does flamethrower have? What's the size of the PP on that? It's only 15. It's 90. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna replace Ember with Flamethrower. So Charizard, on the same slot, Charizard has Flamethrower, Blastoise has Bubble Beam, and later I'll replace Bubble Beam with Surf. So that will have Flamethrower and... Do I want to put Surf on Blastoise? That could mess me up on the... Nah, I'm not going to end up using Dig outside of battle very much. I'll probably end up replacing Dig with something else later. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be difficult to use Dig outside of battle, but I probably won't end up doing that. Or maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll end up being the same either way. Anyway, what I was thinking is, like right now, it's Flamethrower on Charizard and Bubble Beam on the same slot for Blastoise, and later I can replace Bubble Beam with Surf, because Surf and Flamethrower have like the same amount of power and hang on, I'm gonna go talk to this guy. Have the same amount of both power and PP, so it makes sense for them to be on the same slot. Then on the bottom, I've got Slash and Ice Beam, which are both good. I'll keep my standard ones on top, and then they both have Dig. That'll be good for now. Alright, so now I've got the lift key. What is this? HP up. Oh, I'll take that. I'll give them both more HP. Why not? Good stuff. Okay, so now I just need to go down that path that I went before. We can fight Giovanni, kick the stuffing out of him. And it should be good. Make this. Rare candy, I'll stick that in the PC. Rare can... Oh shoot, what did I do? Alright, red, go over here. Blue, go over here. Oh, that was like a puzzle game. Figuring out how to get them on the same square there. Good lord. Okay. Boss. Oh, shoot. Oh, there we go. Now, if I just let them go to the same spot here. I'm gonna go get that item, too. I can get that without messing myself up. What I need to do to keep them, like, on the same path here, kind of, is play it very carefully when I'm not, like, just smacking into walls, because smacking into walls will keep them on the same square. Nugget! Excellent. It's time for that nugget. Nuggets are valuable. You can sell them for, like, $5,000 for those who are not familiar with the ins and outs of this game. That is the point of them. You get them, and then you can sell them. And they are valuable. Okay, so, boop. Go this way. Then this way. And then this one? Yes. Alright, baller. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright, so now I've got the lift key. Now we can use the lift. Is the bottom one? I think we go all the way to the bottom. I believe that is correct. How can you not see the beauty of our evil? That's the best line in this entire game. That's the best piece of dialogue any Team Rocket grunt ever says. How can you not see the beauty of our evil? I love that. Alright, got a couple of Ekans. A couple of digs will take care of this situation. Alright. Sandshrew, okay. Slash and Flamethrower is my best bet here between the two. That should probably kill both of them. Yep. Then we've got two Arboks. Once again, time to dig. Fun fact about Arbok, every gen they changed the design on its body. The way they mentioned in the Pokedex, I think at some point, that Arboks from different regions have different designs. But unfortunately, if you import one from like an earlier game, it doesn't keep the old design. It like changes to the new one. I think it always would have been cool if they had kept with that with the idea and like made it so that if you import old ones, it's got like the old like Kanto design and stuff like that, or even implemented that later. But no, it just changes to the new sprite. Let's do a dig here. I'm almost out of digs. Yeah, it worked anyway. It's fine. I use up the ones I've got. Alright, I think for you guys, we're going to go Flamethrower Bubble Beam. There we go. Beautiful. That's a good combo right there. Alright, now we've got Sand Slash. Slash and Ice Beam. I've definitely hit my stride in this whole experiment by now. This has gone very well. I think we can safely say that that this is like the one video game that I'm actually pretty good at. Pokemon Red and Blue Gen 1 Edition specifically. Not that I'm like a speedrunner or anything, because I'm not, but if I can do this kind of stupid bullshit and it's really easy for me, then I think I can safely say I'm not bad at this game. I've kind of got the ins and outs of it on lockdown at this point. But I mean, I've played it enough times that, you know, I probably should know what's going on by now. Okay. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use the ether thing. I'm gonna get some more digs back. One of your Pokemon games you never could find Surf? Oh, which one was it? It's tricky in this one. You have to get to a certain point in the Safari Zone. And obviously there's a remake of this one on Game Boy Advance that has the same kind of thing. Red? Yeah, so to get Surf in the in Red and Blue, you have to find the secret house in the Safari Zone. And you actually need to find it kinda to get both do this. You kinda need to find it to get both Surf and Strength, which are required to beat the game. So in Fuchsia City, there's the Safari Zone. You need to find like a specific path to get through. Outside, you'll find the gold teeth on the ground. And inside the secret house, the guy just gives you Surf. So outside, you'll pick up the gold teeth. Inside the house, you'll get Surf. You need to take the gold teeth to the Warden, who's also in Fuchsia City, outside the Safari Zone. And he will give you Strength. So then you'll get 2 HM moves that you need to finish the game. And I have just gotten a Sylph Scope, which means that next week we're gonna, when we play this again, we're gonna head to Lavender Town and we're gonna make our way through the Pokemon Tower. Which floor do you want to go to? Let's go to the first floor and let's get out of here. So I'm gonna head back to the Pokemon Center to heal up while I ramble off my outro. I guess we're gonna fight this guy on the way as well. But yeah, this is about where we're gonna end off for the day. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was awesome. I had a really good time today. We were chill. We're just kind of making my way through this. I mentioned it before. I've been flying through this today. The thing is, I hit the level point where the battles are trivial at this point. It's just like kind of keeping them in one spot and in the same spot and going through the game like that. Like I said, I know what I'm doing in this game pretty well. Once I get to a certain, like once I got the ball rolling, like I've described this as being the case in Red and Blue generally, but for this run in particular, especially, you know, in Red here, Misty is definitely the barrier to entry. Usually in Red and Blue, if you can get past Misty, then you're doing pretty well. There we go. But yeah, definitely flying through this. And also, like, at this point, I don't need to make a point to fight every opponent I see. Like, I don't need to go down, like, the different paths. Like, I decided that we're not, in this run, we're not going to bother to go down the cycling path. Just any trainers that happen to attack us, or if I see one that I want to fight, like, in this building here, there were more that I could have fought that I just kind of decided not to. So it'll be like a case-by-case basis if I fight whatever trainer I see, depending on if I feel like it or not. And of course that might, you know, lean towards me fighting more of them as we get deeper into the game and kind of need to stay leveled up. But I think by the end of the game, if I'm at like level 60, then I'll be more than good enough, which we should still be on track to be like around there. So it should be all good. We'll see. Yeah, honestly, I honestly don't have any concerns about beating this game until we get to the Elite Four. The Elite Four could possibly be a problem. I think it should be fine, but like everything else in this game is going to be pretty well a cakewalk until we get to those like final bosses, and then we might need to actually, you know, really think about what we're doing there. But at that point, we should have enough like potions and like full restores and crap like that that everything will be fine. But yeah, let me see who is online that I can send you guys off to. Let me see here. What's going on here? Who's still on here? Let's see. Having a look. Are they still going? They appear to be. Let's see if this is still... Yeah, okay. So yeah, looks like... Normally I like to send you guys over to Katharina on Sundays, but it looks like she is not on this evening, so instead I will send you guys over to Pib again. Mentioned her earlier. She is currently playing Yakuza Like a Dragon again. Doing a bit of a cosplay over there. Oh yeah, look at that. She got doing the Yakuza cosplay. So if you like the Yakuza, or if you just want to boost the channel points, because, you know, sticking around for the raid does give you some channel points as well. Also, let me save this before I forget. Let me do a save on both of them here. Boop. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to send you guys on over to the Queen Pib. I'm also going to take this off my head. Whew. And I'm going to pop my raid command, !raid, into the chat. Let's see. So, when we get over there, if you are subbed, could you please, if you like, copy and paste this raid message into the chat? Makes me seem really cool if people do this when we get over there. You can copy and paste Nightbot's message. If you are subscribed, it'll look like my message here. If you are not subscribed, you can yell. You can unlock those emotes with channel points. Oh, Jakester wants a last-minute smash point. We'll get that. If you are not subscribed, you can unlock those emotes with channel points, or you can just yell Mary Raid and use whatever similar emote you would like to use. Jakester, your channel point brings you up to 2 for the month. Excellent. Thank you, thank you. And, yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. Like I said before, I'm going to be taking Wednesdays off from streaming for at least a while. That'll give me more time to work on video stuff. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen the new video, I mentioned that earlier, check that out. I think it turned out pretty well. It's one of the longer ones on the channel now at 24 minutes, which I think is good. So if you enjoy comic book lore videos, then check out that kind of thing. No worries, Nick. If you, like I said, just yell Mary Raid when you get over there. If you don't have any applicable emotes, it's all good. I just, it's nice when people are able to say something when they come in with the raid. It makes me look nice and important. I'm not gonna lie, that's why I'm asking you to do it. It makes me look cool. What else was there? Yeah, so check out the new video if you haven't already. Next weekend, we'll probably be playing some more of this, probably some more Metroid Fusion. Of course, I will be putting the schedule, as always, up on Twitter and Discord, so if you do want to know what I'm going to be playing, when I'm going to be playing it, any given weekend, you can follow me on Twitter, you can join me on the Discord. Those are the places where the schedule goes. But it's going to be pretty much, you know, not the same games, but the same kind of times every Saturday and Sunday for a while. That'll be the general schedule. Yeah, so we're going to get this raid going. I don't think I've really got anything else to say except for thank you guys once again, so much for joining me. Boop, 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 boop. And until next time, true believers, Excelsior!